This is the Church of the SJW, and we're preaching. If you confess your sins, Sitch is a just and loving force, and Sitch is faithful, and he will forgive you in your sins and cleanse you from the wrongdoings. Amen?
Amen.
That's right. I, the Jewish Aragorn, PSA Sitch, will take over the country, and you shall all bow down to my ultimate enlightened centrist fairness and balance.
Yeah.
That I will enforce upon you with the strictest of force.
There was another clip that somebody did. Was it
Enlightened? Hey now! It's your boy PSA Sitch with another Sunday live stream with everyone's favorite Adam Friended Forever. And a big thanks to Enlightened Centrism for his amazing clip showing that I truly am Jewish Enlightened Centrist Aragorn. And you will all bow before my will. See, there come the cops. They're going.
I know exactly. They're coming to get us for thinking for ourselves. That's what it's come to in California.
It's the thought police. Open the door. Adam, we hear that you're hating trans people in there. Open the door.
No, you can't do it. You can't take me.
We're taking you to the re-education camp. 20 hours of ContraPoints back to back.
They're going to strap you into like the clockwork.
No, not the diversity training. Please make it stop. Make it stop.
They're going to put the eye clamps on you and force you to watch ContraPoints and
please, not ContraPoints. Please make it stop.
God, he's such a transphobe. But anyways, today will be far more relaxing than yesterday. Today we'll be watching, if I can pause it. Michael Brooks. They will be watching Michael Brooks from the Sam Cedar Report, just crying. He's just weeping tears because Pete Buttigieg said something that Adam says every fucking stream. Every chance he gets, Adam makes the same point. He just says it over and over again. So we gotta watch it. Because when Mayor Pete says it, the commies get angry.
That's so funny. They don't like this is technically homophobia on Michael Brooks's part, isn't it? I think it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. If you criticize someone who's gay.
What a homophobe. Can you imagine such a thing?
God. You're such hypocrites. So what is this point that you always make, Adam?
I don't remember. I watched this video
Oh my God. You know what I'm talking about.
Cue it up. What's the point? What is the point I can expect?
You need role models in lower income black communities.
Yeah. I had another video that lined up that is by Joseph Henrik, where he talks about this. I was thinking we should watch that too, but it's kind of boring. So you guys will just take my word for it.
We'll just believe. We'll believe.
Yeah, the role models thing. God, if people would just all get on the same page, we could probably iron out some real solutions.
That's right.
Wouldn't it be funny if we did that?
Excuse me.
It'll never happen.
Hey, one species in the chat. Dude. Hey, and so Sargon. Hey, Sargon. What's going on?
Nice.
Is there anything, do you want to say anything about last night's stream before we start? Or?
I mean, I not really. Do you have anything to say? Or I feel like we really talked afterwards, and
I think everything was covered. Yes. Yeah. I think it's funny today. All the woke commies are like, Adam, you're such a one-sided moderator. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, I DM'd with both Vosh and Sargon after the debate. It doesn't seem like either one of them was too mortally wounded by this. There were some people on Twitter giving me a hard time, but I think Sargon wouldn't mind a part 2. And I don't know. It seems like, and this might just be my remembering it, but it seems like Destiny, the first debate Sargon and Destiny had, there was a little bit of that same kind of agitation between the two of them, but they've debated half a dozen times now. Like, they actually enjoy debating one another. So I hope,
I don't know,
Vosh and well, since Vosh is doing everything Destiny does, just
that's
like
true.
A year later, maybe.
it was creepy yesterday because I could hear him channeling like Destiny's speech patterns and like mannerisms. It was very creepy. I think the difference though is that Destiny isn't married to a specific ideology. He's not married to like communism or anything like that. Or Vosh is. Vosh is an ideologue. So I don't know if he can ever have a conversation normally. Yeah.
Well, hasn't he changed? He's changed on his position though, which makes me think he can.
About what?
Wasn't he an anarchist, and now he was a socialist, and now he's an anarchist, libertarian, or something like that? I
mean, is going one further in the direction you were going really
already?
Changing?
Okay, well, maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe that doesn't count.
I don't know if that counts towards enlightenment, but yeah. So anyway, let's get down to it.
Let's do another very damning. Pete Buttigieg is like the
very damning, very damning,
very damning,
incredibly damning.
Dems of the United States. I've decided. I think we all agreed, and did everybody basically agree in Philadelphia that
Pete's the worst?
Pete's the worst.
He's definitely worse than Biden.
That is the producer that tried to get us to come on.
Isn't that crazy? The Antifa producer lady, she thinks Pete Buttigieg is worse than Joe Biden.
Oh my God.
Like, how do you wrap your mind around that?
That's a crime against sanity.
Like, have you seen the meme today? It's like where Joe Biden's wife was speaking and she kind of had her hand was in his face. So he like bit her finger like very quickly.
What? What?
Wait a minute. We gotta find.
Oh my God! What?
What the fuck is this? We gotta watch this.
Like he thought she had a treat or something. Like, what was going on here? Oh, treat time!
That's right. Biden is confused. It was that time of the day where he normally gets his his little nom nom treats on the campaign trail. And he just saw the hand was close to his face, so he's like, oh, okay.
A treat.
The treat. Where is this? I don't know. I gotta find it somewhere. I guess I didn't save it, but yeah. So there's all these pictures, and it's like when you see the video, it doesn't look. It's like weird, but it doesn't look that bad. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, he's just being like weird, playful with his wife. But someone took a picture of like the exact frame of him doing it, and it looks so fucking awkward with his mouth around his wife's fingers. Like,
oh my God.
Remember when?
Oh my God.
Remember how there used to be a rule that's like, if you're running for president, you never put a hat on because like they'll take a picture and you look ridiculous.
Oh yeah, or a helmet in a tank.
Yeah, that was who it was modeled after. What's the guy's name?
Dukakis, I believe.
Dukakis, right. And so remember people were making fun of John Kerry for he was like windsurfing, and then there's a picture of Obama like biking. It's like Joe Biden's like, fuck that, I'm gonna bite my wife's fingers and take a picture of it.
What was John Kerry windsurfing? Did you say that one already?
Yes, John Kerry windsurfing.
That was the worst.
Right. That was
like
pretty
the worst.
Bad, yeah.
Oh, look at my elitist tendencies. I only do a sport where I have to buy a $3,000 windsurfer.
Exactly. So, but back to this for the moment. There's a thing that's happening that people probably aren't aware of because they don't follow these guys. If you watch like Sam Cedar or Secular Talk or I don't know any of the commie guys. Any of the commie guys, they do this thing that anytime a candidate starts to rise in the polls, they immediately attack them. They're like, no. Only Bernie Sanders can dare get the primary, and Bernie Sanders alone. And they'll attack anybody else as soon as they start to get some press or publicity behind them. So that's why this is happening. This was because this video was like a few months old, and it was like, oh, there's a time period where Mayor Pete started to get some positive press. Like, nope, gotta attack him, gotta drag him back down.
This is like the Bernie Bros Strike Back, right?
Yes,
that's the
exactly,
movie that we're in right now.
Yes, Bernie or Bust 2.0.
Yeah.
Literally not a candidate up there I wouldn't vote for over Pete. I couldn't think of. Because this
Yang Gang 2020.
This is serious because it's not just one, as Crystal Ball pointed out there.
I love how the socialist isn't for Andrew Yang. Oh my God. How is UBI not somewhat taking over the means of production?
Well, I mean, it's not taking over the means of production. It's wealth redistribution. I guess that's two different concepts,
where does the money come from for the UBI?
Yeah, I know, from taxes, sure.
For taxing what? Businesses.
Okay. Well, no,
that's exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about taxing businesses directly. He's talking about like a sales taxing. What do they call it? Of added value tax is what they call it. Right. It's just a complicated way of saying a higher sales tax.
Doesn't he want to? Was that Bernie or is that him? Didn't they want to tax like dividends and stuff?
I think Andrew Yang and Bernie have similar positions on this.
Well, this is what's so hilarious. This shows you how important that messaging and rhetoric is, because if you go to Andrew Yang's website, he has so many policies that if you look at them and you put them on a political compass, they'd all be very far left policies for the most part. But since Andrew Yang doesn't go out there and he doesn't do the identity politics shit for the most part,
he does.
Yeah, he doesn't do the
but it's annoying as hell.
No, exactly. He doesn't do the performative shit that even Bernie Sanders will do, the performative crap. Just because of that difference, it's hilarious to see that people on the right will like Yang and they'll hate Bernie Sanders, even though they have like pretty similar positions on a lot of things.
They want that $1,000, man. They're
I
like,
know.
Isn't it a conservative or Republican thing to always say, I know how to spend my money better than the government does?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Andrew Yang is saying, hell yeah, you do. Like, why are we putting all these welfare programs into the world? Let's just give you the money and you decide what works for
That's
you.
a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There's something just so devastatingly depressing about somebody so young repeating so much pablum and bullshit. But it's also that.
Oh my God, we paused so long ago. He's talking about himself, right? That's what he's talking about.
No.
Oh, that wasn't about Michael Brooks?
It's about Mayor Pete. Okay?
I agree, Michael Brooks. It is terrible to see you parroting such pablum.
Okay, so wait.
Look,
Paradox.
If we take some horrifying.
What?
Paradox donated $3 3 minutes ago. Did it give the new animated GIF thing, or was it still a zombie?
It didn't come up. It didn't pop up.
Did you not turn it back on, Adam?
It is on.
Okay. Well, okay. Guys, I tried to get rid of the dumb zombie from the Streamlabs thing and I replaced it with like the Sitch Mob Psycho GIF. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll
send me a link.
Work.
Send me a link to the Streamlabs thing. Maybe when you changed it, it gave you a new alert box, and I have the old alert box in here, so that might have been why nothing came up. So, but do it while the video's playing. So I'll pay attention to the video. You search around. Hey everybody, pretend like Sitch is watching the video.
I already have the link.
Scenario.
I'm quick.
Oh, he's already on it. Look at this.
I already got it, man. You cough right into the mic. Jesus Christ. So unprofessional. This is the worst moderating you've ever done, Adam. I swear to God.
Can't be worse than no BS.
Like Joe Biden. It is anything besides Bernie's a setback, if we're being real. And then it's just a degree of setback. But Pete Buttigieg represents generations defining reassertion of failed hegemony and failed ideas. And I think that this...
Does that mean anything? Generation defining failed I can't even say the word. Hegemony?
Dude,
hegemony?
He just loves to hear himself talk. That's all. That's all that's going on here.
Well, it's weird. It's like they're like, here's a young white guy. I don't care that he's gay. He's a young white guy. He went to an Ivy League school. Like, oh, elite.
Yeah.
I hate him.
This is really important. I mean, this clip is from 2011. And these clips are not, Pete Buttigieg's record on race is not the product of somebody who didn't use woke terminology or needs to be educated on certain policy sets. This is somebody who actually has been involved in issues with regards to race, policing, gentrification, and here has an attitude on education that show that he clearly, sincerely, and horrifyingly wrongly
Horrifying.
This is Pete Buttigieg from 2011.
Okay, so that was a setup. Horrifyingly wrong. Can you just imagine what horrible racist shit is about to spew forth from Mayor Pete's mouth? It's got to be so horrifying and terrible.
Oh, it did.
The kid.
It did do it. Look at that.
It worked?
Yeah. Holy cow.
It worked, everybody?
Freaking awesome.
Oh, my God, thank you,
Paradox.
Paradox.
Amazing. That was amazing.
Thank you. I'm so glad.
I can't even do it again. Make it happen again.
Everyone gave a lot, shit tons of money yesterday, so I understand.
I know. If you guys are tapped out, please, by all means, you don't owe us anything.
Yeah.
Kids need to see evidence that education is going to work for them, right? So you see a lot of parts of town.
That's part of the motivation.
Yeah, because you're motivated because you believe that at the end of your educational process there's a reward, there's a stable life, there's a job, and there are a lot of kids, especially the lower income minority neighborhoods, who literally just haven't seen it work. They're
racist.
Racist! Horrible! This is the race police. Open up, Mayor Pete. How dare you? How dare you say something sensible and true? Open up. Is someone being racist in this interview?
Mayor Pete, we have to stop this interview immediately.
Mayor Pete, we have to stop this interview immediately.
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine thinking that what he just said, the most fucking milquetoast true thing, the most uncontroversial true thing anyone's ever said? That's fucking racist.
It's so funny too, because they have to, he has to set this up, prime the audience for them to even see this as racist. I can't, this clip came beforehand and then afterwards he started talking, everybody would be like, what the fuck is this guy talking
about? What are you talking about? Yeah, no, exactly. It's just, Mayor Pete's okay, so in my lower income minority areas, people need positive role models who've succeeded through the system of education to show them that that's a path towards success. Oh, racist. How dare you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. People, you want to know, and this is what I've said over and over again on the show, is that if you see there's not a lot of black doctors, you start thinking, well, maybe you can't become a doctor if you're black.
Yeah, no, I told you, when I was at the hospital earlier this year, it was crazy because I would go into the cafeteria and you would see all the doctors were white or Hispanic and all the janitorial staff was Hispanic or black.
Yeah.
And I'm it hit me and I was like, holy shit, if I was black and I was in this cafeteria, I'd feel so fucking terrible.
Yeah, totally. This is why they want to change the syllabus for they want to stop seeing how dead white men succeeded 100 years ago. They want to start seeing how they can succeed today.
Right.
Yeah.
Shut up, racist. Jesus.
That's obviously problematic, but it's doing it again. It's a Sitch thing. It looks so cool.
Beautiful.
I love it.
Somebody they know personally,
and I think that's
who testifies to the value of education. So yeah, you bet. The kids need to.
So let's just be really clear, because I tweeted this out.
Yeah,
and I
let's
saw
be
some
clear.
people
Come on,
still
dude.
get.
I tweeted this out and people were like, I don't see what the problem is.
Oh my God, they pushed
Michael?
back. They didn't have the setup when he tweeted it out. He's like,
they're like, Michael, this is obvious. What the fuck are you talking about?
They were probably giving him a hard time. They were like, why are you supporting Pete Buttigieg now?
I know.
We're Bernie people, goddamn.
Oh, no, a big thanks to Identikit. He's the one that made the GIF, the Reagan GIF.
Yes, thank you so much. It's
beautiful.
You forgot where Adam is in the thing, but we'll let it pass.
What?
What?
He can't put Adam in the GIF.
It's supposed to have both of us in there. Come on, we're a team.
Like,
not so much.
look,
It's good either way.
look.
Oh, here it comes again. Listen to me. Listen. No one's listening to you, Sitch. No one's listening. No
They're all
one's
listening.
listening.
That's the money's going right into my ear hole.
No one's listening. You keep trying, but no one's listening.
It's amazing. I honestly that some people could be following me and still be so delusional. He is
Dude, you
speaking-
create the delusion.
How bad is that when you tweet something out and like all your followers are like, "Are you okay? Are you delusional?" He's like, "What? Everyone that follows me is crazy."
He totally creates a delusion. I don't know what the fuck
know.
he's talking about.
It's the Simpsons Skinner meme. No, it's everyone else who's crazy.
about people. And I mean, it's a very, I don't know what the broader context of this question is. So I won't make it, let's say people from any community.
Can you imagine? He's like, okay, I'm gonna go on my Sam Cedar, I guess, or Sam Cedar's large YouTube channel, make an 8-minute video criticizing Mayor Pete. I'm not even gonna look up the context of the fucking clip.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna base this off of 10 seconds on Twitter. Like, come on, holy shit, man.
I bet he got the article because there was an article that was going around lambasting this by some black author.
It was from The Root.
Yeah. Did you read that article?
Of course not.
Oh my God.
I just saw the headline and said trash.
No, it's worth the read though. Yeah. I feel
that are experiencing poverty and lack of social mobility, right? Let's say that's who he's speaking to. I would be shocked if it wasn't. I mean, this discourse was normal racialized across the board. I just heard a clip of.
What is that? I don't even, wait, what does that mean? I don't know. Normal racialized across the board?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I have no idea. Come on. Are you saying that? I'm not in the liberal bubble. I don't know what this stuff means.
Is he complaining because he was like, I bet he's not talking to black people. I bet he's talking to white people. Like, that's what it sounds like he's saying.
It's so funny because you're kind of forced into this like white savior mode. Even, I mean, when we're talking about solutions for the black community, that's the way you're going to come off.
Right.
I don't know how to get around that though.
You just die. That's how
You just shut up.
You just shut up. Yeah.
But is that his argument here that he's saying like Buttigieg should shut up because he's not black?
No, his argument, well, you'll see. His argument, I think, is like, oh, this is just the bullshit liberal argument that the horrible white liberals give because they don't want to do the real solutions of, bringing about the communist revolution or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I got you. We have to tear everything down.
Yeah, we got to tear everything down.
Like this, the other, like asking a guy if, doing it well at school was acting white or something. So.
Wait. Hey, a minute.
Sorry about the coughs. I keep coughing because my throat hurts. But did you listen to Sam Harris's most recent podcast? He did a podcast on school in prison.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it was interesting because this actually came up in the podcast. He has the woman who made the documentary and a black guy who was actually incarcerated, I think for like 16 years, and he got educated in prison. They have a small program where they give you a college education, and now he's out of prison and he's doing great. Like he has a high income job because of the college education he got.
Wow, that's awesome.
But the story of how he wound up in prison was, I mean, he's black, he's from the hood basically, and he just started making really poor decisions. And instantly, Sam Harris started making the same argument that we often make, that were you disincentivized to achieve in scholastics because that was considered white culture, you were acting white? And the guy said, no way at all. You just like people who do well in school are always nerds. I thought
that's funny.
Well, that's great because he was totally into school until he wasn't, until he hit the age where hanging out with your friends is more important than doing well
puberty.
in school. Yeah.
Puberty sets in. Yeah.
Which I don't like that argument that the black community thinks doing well in school is considered being white. I mean, I hear that argument made, but I would like to think that argument is bullshit. So it was nice to hear
I
somebody
mean,
say
I don't know. I hear it made by white people.
Yeah. Well, I'm making it out of ignorance. So, I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
this guy grew up in the black community. So, and I mean, I don't know. It seems like I always did well in school and I never really got a hard time about it. But I did see other people getting a hard time about doing well in school. So, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, because I mean, when I went to school, no one ever. I mean, I went to large public schools my whole life. There weren't cliques like the way there are in movies or something, or maybe in smaller areas, and no one cared like if you were smart. Like, no one's like, "Oh, look at this nerd answering questions." Like that never happened. That was not in my experience whatsoever.
You didn't have cliques in school? Come on.
No, like I don't know. Like there were people like at lunchtime, there'd be like the goth kids would hang out together, and like the Yu-Gi-Oh card players would hang out together, and like,
Right.
but it wasn't like, oh, there's the popular. Like I don't know who the popular kids were. There was no group designated as the popular kids.
My life is an ugly duckling story all the way. I was a total nerd all through junior high.
Mm-hmm.
And when my sophomore year in high school, I like grew 2 inches. My parents gave me a car. Like I went from being like the total nerd. Like I had a convertible, which was just like a chick magnet.
Yeah.
So it was, my dad actually had the nerve to tell me that, this is just a car. This is about getting A to B and stuff like that. And I'm like, you idiot. This is not a car. This is an aphrodisiac.
This is status hierarchy is what's happening right now.
This car is an aphrodisiac, Dad. I'm telling
I'm
you.
riding this car above the dead lobsters I'm driving over to climb the hierarchy.
Oh my God, yeah. But I always felt bad because a lot of my friends were all geeks. So I still was like, I had people tell me, why you hang out with Craig? Craig is like such a dork. I'm like, he's
Really?
Yeah. I was like, dude, he's my friend. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, totally. Well, I'd seen Revenge of the Nerds and I knew I knew the right decision to make.
No, I don't know. I guess, because we went to school at different times like that. I don't know if it was the different time period or just the different location, but like nothing like that even remotely existed at my school.
I grew up in the same town that George Lucas is from. So American Graffiti is kind of like realistic for me. Have you seen the movie American Graffiti?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, totally. So maybe
yeah, but that's like 1950s. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but maybe the fact that I live in California is why all of these movies about high school are semi-realistic because they're all based on California.
Yeah, California is just fucked.
Exactly.
Oh, Guildmaster Skarmo in the chat says, I was an ugly duckling when I was younger, and now I'm just an ugly duck.
Oh my God, I feel bad now. I should shut up.
No, CT says I wasn't. I was invited to. I was part of the Yu-Gi-Oh clique. Okay, I play Yu-Gi-Oh cards during lunch. Okay, and in middle school we played Pokemon cards. Okay. See, here's the thing. This is why I'm saying, like, I did like real nerdy shit in middle school and high school, but no one ever gave us any like hassle for it ever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I guess maybe times have changed.
Times have been changed. I'm sure it's more now because everyone plays video games.
They would trash can freshmen at my school. Are you kidding me? That was like a thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, totally. You grab a freshman, you throw him in the garbage can.
What the fuck?
I saw this happen.
That's insane.
I know.
But maybe part of it's also because like I feel like nowadays it's like it's not safe. Like if I was a freshman and a senior picked me up and threw me in a trash can, I would come back with like a bat the next day. Like, blindside them. Like I'm not gonna take that shit. Are you kidding me? Like what the
Sitch
fuck?
goes full crazy. Holy
Dude,
cow.
I told you in Boy Scouts, man. They tried to like fuck with us. I was like, nah. And it reaches a point and you're like, nope.
I do not know
down.
though, man, because the people who would do stuff like that were psychopaths, dude. They were crazy. They were insane. Like you would take your life in your own. One of my friends actually ended up changing high schools because one of these like totally insane people just started targeting him.
Well, like I think nowadays you get like, because back then they would just let it happen, but nowadays like they're super. If you go to like not a terrible school, like, they're super
no bullying
behavior shit. Yeah, they're very on top of bullying shit. So that's probably another thing.
Yeah. When you've been targeted in school by a psychopath, when people yell at you on Twitter, it's just like, yeah, what the fuck?
You can just put your phone away. Yeah, I know.
It's like,
true.
be gone, idiot.
Yeah.
Something like this the other, like asking a guy if, doing it well at school was acting white or something. So the point is,
That's the argument right there.
There it is.
The bad argument. I don't know.
Yep.
It's only one person. It's not data, but it is interesting.
Well, but that's not even what Pete was saying. He wasn't saying, "Oh,
totally."
yeah.
Exactly. He maybe touched on the argument tangentially.
You could take what he said about needing positive role models in your community, and you could twist it very negatively to be like, "Oh, acting smart in school is white," but like that's a very disingenuous interpretation.
Yeah, maybe all those, because a lot of people complain about the super smart black girl in the movies. It's like the black super genius seems to be like a trope these days in Marvel movies. But it's there for a reason.
It was in Black Panther. I don't remember anyone else.
Come on, it's in every movie.
I was not molested in Boy Scouts. That is not true.
Oh, really? That's funny.
No, I know. No, that did not. If someone molested me, I would probably beat the shit out of them. See, this is what I never understood about.
There's a molestation joke, and I think it's about your character in our graphic novel. that's pretty funny. Yeah,
that's fine. No, like here's what I don't know. Maybe I'm different, but like I understand people who were molested by their parents because like there's this weird power dynamic that you have this thing with your parents where like you until you reach a certain age you view your parents as like not ever being wrong.
Yeah,
typically. So I understand like kids in those situations are like weird. I don't understand. And maybe like if with like a priest or something, it's kind of like some same dynamic. But like if some random fucking person in Boy Scouts like molested me, like fuck that.
Yeah,
I would come back with like weapons and shit. Like fuck that.
You and your weapons, Jesus, what are you packing there?
Well, that's what you. No, but I'm saying that's what you do. Like if I'm smaller,
Sitch with the nunchucks.
Well, no, because like because the thing with Boy Scouts that was crazy is that it starts from 11 to 17. So you have 11-year-olds are interacting with like the 17-year-olds don't fuck with you because they think you're like a baby. Like they look at you and they're like, what the fuck? It's the 14 and 13-year-olds that'll fuck with you. And they're like way bigger than you because they've already started the puberty.
Yep.
So you need a weapon because you can't fight them like normally. I'm being fucking realistic here. Like,
yeah, I carried a bat in my trunk in high school. I knew what was up. They came after me with a. Seriously, my girlfriend called me Batman because of it. So yeah.
Someone came after you in high school?
No, I just being prepared. No one's gonna trash can me. I'm not gonna be the guy that got trash canned. Come on.
Adam went to like a post-apocalyptic high school. Like his car really had like giant like metal like spikes all over it.
The funny thing about my high school now is the town I grew up in has changed so much, and now I go back by my old high school and there's literally razor wire around it. It's like a prison. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's really sad.
It is sad.
Everyone roast Sitch in the chat. Okay, look. I'm actually reading the chat today, guys. You don't have to be mean. Okay. No, it's sad too because the school that I went to, this is really fucked. This is a situation.
What are they roasting you for in the chat? What's going on here?
I don't know. This is Boy Scout stuff.
Oh, I get it. He's like,
yeah.
They're getting at you for the weapons charges.
No, it's really sad because the school district where I live is becoming completely fucked over because SJWs. I shit you not. Okay, because they did some study where they're like, okay, black kids are suspended from school more than white kids, so outdoor suspension must be racist. So they had some asshole school commissioner ran on the platform of abolishing outdoor suspension where I live. So they fucking did that. But the problem is, what these idiots didn't count on is that the reason a lot of black kids were outdoor suspended more than white kids wasn't just for disciplinary problems. It was because in poorer schools, they didn't have the money to have indoor suspension programs.
It's like a clerical error.
It's like, no, but it's like a total, like, this is like why they say there's lies, damn lies, and statistics. This is why you really have to know what the fuck you're talking about when you look at statistics, because there's so many factors that people don't count on. So this is what happened. So they abolish outdoor suspension where I live, but they don't provide the poor schools with additional funding for indoor suspension. Okay, so now there's this really fucked up problem where if a kid is like acting up or fighting in class, they have nowhere to send the kid. They send them to the principal's office for like 5 minutes, and the kid comes right back to class. There's nothing you can do. It's fucking craziness. So then then it gets so. This is what happens. So then the schools that were already struggling to stay afloat are now doing even worse. Okay, the black poor schools they're trying to help are now doing even worse. The schools end up getting closed down because everyone's failing. Because like a friend of mine was teaching at one of these schools, and he said that it was a middle school. He couldn't teach every day in class. It was just him breaking up fights and him stopping kids from being crazy at each other.
Exactly.
He couldn't literally teach at all. The only day he could teach, it's so sad. He said the only day he could teach was when there was a field trip and half the class was gone. And then suddenly that like half that was remaining, they all like participated. He's like a music teacher. They're doing music stuff. And he said like they loved it and they're having so much fun. They're like, one of them said to him, I wish every day could be like this. Like, it's so sad.
Oh my
that
God.
This is like what's going on in like in school programs.
He looks up to him with the Baby Yoda eyes. I wish every day could be like this with all the haters and bullies gone.
I know. But no, so then what happens is these schools do worse and worse and worse until they're eventually shut down. But then all they do is they just take all the kids that were in this
and ship them off to the other schools.
They just start putting them into schools that were doing good. And then what happens? They just bring everything down.
Totally. Yeah. Jordan Peterson's talked about this.
No, it's so fucking like it's crazy because the schools where I grew up, like they were ranked A and now they're all ranked C because all the poor schools got shut down because they no longer have outdoor suspension. And so the population of those kids are just shoveled into A schools. And suddenly it brings everyone down to C. It's like the dumbest fucking thing on the planet.
Yeah, that sucks. That totally sucks. Life is completely unfair.
Right. Drew Welty brought up a good point. He said lots of times kids don't come forward because there's like a shame attached to being molested, which I understand that totally. I don't know. I guess I'm just like weird because I often didn't feel shame when I was young. I would just get fucking pissed that someone like fucked with me. So, but I understand that that's the thing a lot of people feel. I'm not victim blaming anyone.
When you're a kid, I feel like sometimes you don't even really, because since you don't have sexual urges, you don't understand the sexual urges in other people, so you don't even realize that it's like a sex thing.
Right. No, like yeah, if I was pre-puberty, I would probably be very confused. I meant like I'm talking about like middle school. Like I was in Boy Scouts in middle school age, and that's when you start, so you start looking at porn, you start masturbating, that's when you start to know what's up. So.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have internet porn when I was a kid.
Isn't it sad? What a sad existence that was. Jesus.
Super depressed.
That when we had it, it was still
super depressed. I turned out fucking normal.
I know. That's true. No, but even when we had it, like it was dial-up, and there are no videos.
Oh, yeah.
Dial-up. It's 56, kilobytes. It was really like things would download.
I know what you're talking about.
Let me tell the young.
I was alive when dial-up came.
I know you know, but let me sit on Uncle Sitch's lap. Maybe you shouldn't sit on Uncle Sitch's lap for this story.
Watch out! He's just talked about molesting kids.
Yeah. Sit a safe and respectable distance away from Uncle Sitch. Let me tell you the story, okay? So when you had dial-up, like things would download at about 3 kilobytes per second.
Yes.
Okay, 3 kilobytes, not megabytes, 3 kilobytes. So when you had porn, first of all, there were no videos.
Yes,
like
videos,
only
photos,
crazy.
only pictures.
Yeah. No, there was a picture, and it would load like bit by bit. It would like the top row would start, and it would just it was like a Xerox, like an old Xerox machine. It would go like bzz,
totally.
Bzz, bzz. Like you literally, if you want to look at internet porn, you had to like open a bunch of windows of like pictures. You had to go do something else for 20 minutes, and then you'd come back.
Totally.
It'd be ready.
We would a friend of mine had a place in Williamsburg in New York, and we would pace around the room and smoke cigarettes while the porn loaded. we would open a new picture, and we would like pace around a little bit while it loaded, smoking cigarettes. We'd go back. Oh, look, here it is. Let's size this picture up. This is a pretty good one.
You kids don't know how good a day you have it now with your high-speed internet porn. Why, in my day, we had to wait 20 minutes for a single picture.
It wasn't 20 minutes, but it was a good like 30 seconds to a minute. I mean, you're like, what the hell?
That's true.
Yeah.
Someone said, is this why Adam always has all these tabs open?
Yep. Yeah, I'm making up for lost time. I mean,
there it
come
is.
on.
There it is.
Come on, I'm happily married now.
The reason that people are having trouble at school and having trouble moving up a ladder is because the entire economic and political deck is stacked against them on a material level, not because they don't have.
Because it's Marxism. It's because it's capitalism. That's what the problem is.
It's just so stupid because it's not like an either or situation. Like,
Totally.
Yeah, obviously, people in poor minority communities have the DAX stacked against them. But part of having the deck stacked against them is them thinking that they can't follow
Exactly.
the structures of society.
Exactly.
Because they part of them is part of, as what you were saying, is part of it is them thinking and believing that DAC is stacked against them. So why should they participate in the game?
What's the point in even trying?
Right.
Yeah. This came up with what were we talking about where the apocalyptic religions came up? I guess, was that not on this stream? Was that on another stream? Was one else?
I don't know. I don't know the apocalyptic religions.
Yeah, because that's what bothers me about these apocalyptic religions is that, if you think the world is going to end within your lifetime, like, why try? Jeez.
Oh, right. Yeah, we talked about that a long time. I don't remember what the context was, but yeah.
Yeah, no. If you don't see a path to victory, why are we running here? What's going on here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Positive role models. And by the way, not because also you don't go to a very wide variety of circumstances and background and you don't actually meet incredibly well-read, highly educated people, because this is a whole other subtext and barely subtext that we're confusing testing and accreditation with intellectual acumen. They might have overlap.
Okay, Michael, he's a fucking idiot. He doesn't understand the concept that Mayor Pete's talking about. He's saying, well, this is wrong because if you weren't so racist, Mayor Pete, and you actually interacted with black people, you'd find that there's tons of intelligent black people in these areas, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're not accredited and they don't have a PhD. And it's like, wait a minute, Michael, no one's fucking saying otherwise, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not the point. It doesn't matter if there's smart people in those communities. It matters if there are smart people in those communities that are succeeding using the system that we want people to go up in our society, okay? We want people to go to school, get an education, and work a fucking job, right?
Can you think of anything more unfair, Sitch, than a person who's smart, intelligent, and trying and not succeeding?
I know, it's terrible.
It's totally terrible. Like, what's the point? Yeah, exactly. People want to look around and see that people have succeeded. They're looking for patterns in the environment so they can succeed. Like, it's a completely valid point that Brooks just totally craps all over.
Right. James Wilson for 5 Canadian says, PSA Sitch, have you given up on your original PSA Sitch channel and the naming of Patreon members at the end of videos? I have not given up on the channel. I was just unable to. I'm working on like 3 videos at the same time for the channel. I just lost a lot of time because of all the stuff with my dad in the hospital. So, but hopefully next week-ish, depending, because I'm still doing a lot of stuff with them. I'm actually at their house right now because I am helping them do a lot of stuff. But hopefully next week-ish, I'll have a video up on my main channel, and I'll continue to put everyone's name at the end of the videos.
Yeah, you're so good about that stuff. I'm a terrible person.
Oh, Adam, you're wonderful.
I try.
Person.
We're streamers now.
That's true. No. I love the Nation of Israel for $4.99. Says, thanks for hosting the Saturday night Spurg fight. You're very, very welcome.
Yes.
Dan Howard for 2 Canadian says, please tell Michael Brooks to get rhinoplasty. How dare you? How dare you?
What's rhinoplasty? Okay. What's that?
That's like a nose job.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think.
We'll tell him. Here, I'll tweet it at him.
Tweet at him. Critters Buggin for 2.79 Canadian says, someone make Sargon and Vash fan art. Me like, I'm sure someone will do that. Yes.
Yes. Probably.
Probably. Probably some Vosh fans will do it. Sean Sullivan for $5 says, Sitch, here's your money for your TDS medication. There may not be a cure yet, but there's always hope. I'm not the one with TDS here, guys.
5% is good. I think he does. It's good to bring 5% of TDS into the show, I believe.
It's not me. It's the children that are wrong. Okay. It's everyone else that's crazy. Look, you have the TDS. I'm sorry.
I've been painting a tremendous amount lately. So I've been listening to super long videos, and I did listen to the first day of hearings, the 3-hour hearing on the
whose testimony?
It was the first day, so it was I'm not sure, the guy who brought the report to them. What's
Vindman's boss? Yeah, I forget his name.
What's the situation? What are we talking about here? I don't even really know what to call it. The impeachment, the scam impeachment,
the impeachment inquiries. Yes.
The scam impeachment inquiry. Is that? I'm testing your TDS. Is that uncomfortable? How does that feel?
No, I don't like that.
See, 5%.
You saw it was it Timothy Morrison? That was the guy.
5% of TDS is kind of like when you get like a little pebble in your shoe, and it's inside the sock. It's inside the sock, okay? So it's like right between your toe, like bouncing around and stuff. That's the amount of TDS that Sitch has. So
no, I have the amount of TDS where I like wake up from the Matrix and I'm like, you people are fucked. That's the amount of TDS.
Well, I did. I mean, the situation. I mean, I have come a little bit around to your side. I got to admit, I know I wasn't paying too much attention to it before, but I mean, I still think it's kind of. I know. Where's the thing? Say it already so we can get it over with.
What thing?
About the amount of corruption. The amount of corruption.
Look, next time you're painting, listen. You don't really have to. The only testimony that's really, they're all and some of them are worth listening to, but the Sondland is like the most important one to listen to.
Sondland, okay.
Yes.
How do I Sondland? I'll look it up.
Sondland. So you can write that down.
Testimony. Good. I'll do it.
There it is. Contrast for 5 Aussie bucks says, point of personal privilege, TD. Oh.
Now they're going to say I have 5% TDS. I should have kept my mouth shut.
Time. Contrast gets me every fucking time with this shit. TDS Stotch. Oh, he went for a double whammy right there. I fucking hate you, Contrast. Says, moral of the story, if you want to pick up some fine Latinas, go to the hospital. There you go. That's the moral of the story.
I love this. Shane Sullivan. Oh no, Adam has TDS also.
You can call him TDS friended. How about that?
Guildmaster Skarma. Adam has contracted TDS from Sitch. Yep. Oh no, it's contagious.
Yep. It's contagious. That's right. That's right.
I have penicillin. I'm going to take it tonight, guys. Don't worry. I'm going to beat this shit.
Contrast for 2 Aussie bucks says, what weapons? Dreidel nunchucks. Wow. You know the anti-Semitism. Okay.
Oh man.
They weren't dreidel nunchucks. They were menorah nunchucks.
Oh my God. Can you imagine 2 menorahs on a rope?
Yeah, and they were on fire.
Dude,
obviously,
that's deadly. I want to see that.
Yeah. Why would you want dreidels? That
garbage. Should be in the next X-Men movie. That should be like your superpower. Like,
hey, you can put it in the comic book.
That'll be great. We'll do it.
Orion the above $5 says Stitch wasn't molested in Scouts, so that bussy is still good, boys.
What's that? Oh my God.
He said, since I wasn't molested in Boy Scouts, my bussy is still good.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yep. There it is.
Stay out of jail. Watch out.
Dexter Morgan for €5 says, feel sorry for Adam having to moderate the angry man in Sargon. Yes, let's all rub Adam's shoulders collectively and say it's okay.
Well, according to what's his name? Now I'm spacing.
We appreciate you.
According to the conservative actor, I mean the YouTuber
Hunter Avalon,
the YouTuber that plays a conservative on YouTube. I'm a terrible, terrible person. And
that was so weird. So if you guys remember from yesterday, Hunter Avalon came in at the end of the stream, or near the end, and he said Adam was being a baby and being very one-sided in Sargon's favor, and I said this yesterday, I thought there's only like 2 points I thought where you were defending Sargon's positions or even attacking Vosh's positions. Mostly it was just because Vosh is just fucking interrupting like 90% of the time. So obviously most of the time you're going to have to call him out for interrupting.
Yes.
And I don't know, so it's very weird for Hunter Avalon to be criticizing that, but then it's even weird because like Hunter Avalon's girlfriend or wife or whatever, or someone who's pretending to be her is like attacking you on Twitter.
Yes.
For this, but she like retweets and follows all this like very far left shit. So I don't know what's going on there.
Well, it makes sense. Yeah, it is weird, huh? Because Hunter Avalon's supposedly a conservative, but he's defending Vosh. the communists.
Well, look, no, you can be a conservative and defend objective debate. I mean, first of all, I think he's wrong.
He was pitching his services as a moderator is really what was going on. So he was like, you should let me moderate. I'm like, well, go ahead, dude. Set it up. Like,
set it up. Yeah.
Do some emails. Set up a Google Calendar. I'm telling you, it sucks. Coordinating schedules sucks.
Anyways.
Have fun.
Profis for his 50 sec says, have some Nordic shekels. Just watched the Sargon versus Vash debate, and I have to ask why Vash was so angry. Bowl too rough on his girlfriend or something.
Oh, no.
Wow. Maybe.
Vash was actually nice to me after the debate. I messaged him, said, hey, thanks for coming on. I mean, our take is that Vash is performing to his audience, obviously. So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. The Derek Drum for $4.99 says, we live in the future where we can get our Adam Sitch fan art in a matter of seconds. No. Bad.
Oh, no.
Bad Derek. No Yowie. Brian V for $4.99 says, pretty sure I saw a video of Michael Brooks calling Andrew Yang a white nationalist.
Oh, yeah. No. Michael Brooks is full of them.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That's so sad.
Wouldn't it be great
Paradox?
to debate Michael Brooks? Because he just seems he seems like a punching bag. It seems like we could just have our way with him.
Ew, but maybe true.
Ooh, but maybe true.
Maybe.
Well, I didn't mean it in like a dirty way. I meant like in an evil way.
An evil and dirty way.
Rhetorically.
Yes, rhetorically, of course. Paradox Engine for $3 says, interesting. Hassan Piker's video making fun of Buttigieg was the beginning of the fallout between them. Also, 2 streams on one weekend. What a treat. You're very welcome.
Yeah. You got to let us know because I'm Hassan Piker versus Sargon of Akkad. What do you guys think?
I said, Adam said this to me, and I said, are you kidding me? Hassan's going to be like 10 times bigger an asshole than Vosh was. I don't understand how you think this is going to go.
Yeah. Sitch is a hard no, but I can work on Sitch slowly over time.
I'm just like, as long as you tell Sargon, like, it's probably going to be, Hassan would be 10 times more of an asshole.
Dude, I think Sargon would be in with both feet. Are you kidding? Sargon is like, Sargon wants to debate Marxists totally. And who is a bigger Marxist than Hassan Piker?
No,
seriously.
I agree. So yeah, no, just as long as everyone knows what they're getting into, that's fine. But no, as Paradox said, it is interesting because the Hassan lore, is that actually what sparked the conflict between him and Destiny originally was Hassan made a video criticizing Mayor Pete and criticizing Kamala Harris, and they are both very dishonest.
Oh yeah.
And that's what sparked. Actually, it's funny. What originally sparked the conflict between Destiny and Hassan was Nuance, bro.
Oh yeah, really interesting.
I'm trying to remember. There was some. I just heard this too. There was some video that Hassan made that Nuance, bro. Oh, okay. There was some shooting, like earlier in the year, like in February or something, where it was reported that like a white person did like a random drive-by and shot like this little black girl for no reason. And Hassan and what's the guy on Twitter who like is like not black or pretends to be black?
Sean.
Sean.
Yeah, it's Sean.
Everyone calls him
something.
Talcum X. I don't remember what his actual name is.
Oh no. I can't remember.
Anyway,
just Talcum X. We know who you're talking about.
Yeah, everyone knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure someone in the chat will say it. But anyway, so him and Hassan, they like made all these posts about like, oh, we have to go find the white person responsible for this, blah, 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 blah. Hassan made a video about it. And then it turned out like 5 or 6 days later that like, oh no, like they found the guy who did it. He wasn't a white guy. Like the reporting was all wrong. It was like a black dude. It was something to do with gang violence, et cetera, et cetera. And nothing to do with like race or hate crime or any of the stuff that they were peddling. And Nuance Bro made a video criticizing Hassan for doing this. Mm-hmm. So then Hassan starts complaining to Destiny like, fucking Nuance Bro made this video about me. And it's funny because Destiny basically says, no, you were wrong, Hassan, for making that video because you jumped the gun with no information. So Nuance Bro is responsible for the
That's
divide
nice.
between Hassan and Destiny.
Friend of the show. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show,
now
Nuance Bro.
a super friend of the show.
That's right.
Sean King, everyone's saying in the chat. I looked it
Sean
up.
King,
I don't know
there's
why I
his name.
bothered looking it up when I could have just, I knew the chat would look it up.
Right, exactly. Paradox for $1 says, I can see the GIF and preview. It's GIF, not GIF. Thank you. Anyone says GIF gets banned. I'm sorry. That's the way it is. Yep.
Uh-oh. Oopsie.
Paradox ended for $3 says, are you kidding? Adams yesterday shout out to my archive of dank versus one species made the view count on it double. I may not be making money on it, but I can sure show off some gratitude.
Oh, that's great. Awesome. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
I still need to watch it because unfortunately BitChute doesn't work very well on my phone, which is how I listen to most of my YouTube stuff. So
yeah,
I gotta listen to it.
I stole one of Dank's jokes out of there, and also Dank made a great point about, it's so funny, he gets one species over a barrel, and he says something that I'm often saying, like, if you can't admit you're wrong, then you can't grow as a person. And I was just like, fucking Dank is on fire here.
Got him.
This is so true, because the whole time the argument that Dank makes is amazing in there, and it's an argument that we should constantly make. Like, he's basically saying that when you're deplatforming people, you're taking away an avenue for those people to address their grievances with society. And if people only have violence or changing their mind as an outlet for their opinions, then 9 times out of 10 they're going to choose violence, because we all know people never change their
Right. We've said that a bunch of times.
I know. But the way he lays it out is perfectly, because he keeps hitting one species over and over again. He keeps saying, listen, what is their avenue? Like he says, you're in favor of gay rights and all this progressive stuff, right? You're able to speak about that and to advocate for that. If you were not able to advocate for that publicly, if the only avenue to you was violence or changing your mind, taking on the conservative perspective that homosexuality is a sin and that gay people shouldn't get married, it'll destroy society, what would you do? Which path would you choose? And one species would not answer. He'd not answer that question.
Yeah, no.
I think he answered that question.
Point.
He would say violence, obviously.
Right.
Like everyone else. I'm not going to change my mind. Come on. Of course it's violence.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic point that I agree with. I mean, and I think we even brought this up last week when we were talking about deplatforming the alt-right.
Yeah.
And the dangers of doing that. So.
I don't watch Dank stuff much, but I'm going to start watching it after that video, because that video is just amazing.
Paradox says, the stream view of chat is stuck. I don't know if it still is. That was 30 minutes ago. Paradox for another $3 says, maybe the time where the nerds were ostracized never existed at all, and what we remember about it is just what we were told by Hollywood movies. Maybe it's just the fucking Californians that suck. I think that's what it is. Fucking California.
I feel obligated to say this, but fuck you.
CT for $1 says, so you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh, Sitch? We can play while we watch Rubber. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh since middle school, okay? I grew up, I became an adult, and I started playing Magic the Gathering, because that's what adults do. They play Magic, not Yu-Gi-Oh. Come on.
And
come on.
You got to use a crazy voice, too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting mana screwed. See, if only I had one more island, I could have counterspelled you. See, that's how adults play Magic. Okay.
Oh my God, we're never gonna grow up.
I know. Paradox ended for $1 says, a small pebble in your shoe is good for you, makes you a better person. Adam friended. Last days of 2019.
Oh my God, just to drive you insane. That's total torture.
Up in some cases, but they're absolutely not the same thing. And secondly. And thirdly, education does not solve poverty.
Did he just skip over secondly?
Yeah, he's going straight to thirdly.
Nice.
They're absolutely not the same thing. And secondly, and thirdly, education does not solve poverty. Poverty is a resource and distributional problem.
So,
okay.
I don't agree with, a resource and distributional problem.
Yeah. Your Harvard diploma is not going to solve your poverty, Sitch.
Well, I don't know exactly what does that mean? Resource and distribute. I mean, I kind of, sort of, maybe could get something from that, but resource and distributional problem.
Yeah, this is the problem that I had too, because you can't, like, culture's a precarious thing. You can't just dump money on people that don't have an education on how to use money effectively.
Right. That's what he's at when he says resource distribution problem. I assume that's what he means.
Yeah, he's talking about dropping a pallet of money in.
Yeah, they just need money and resources, and then they'll just figure it all out themselves.
Yeah, not true.
Yeah.
Not true.
Yeah,
they have the lottery data on this.
Mm-hmm.
Because people win the lottery and they always, like, they don't understand how money works, and they're always like right back to square one in like a year because some shark comes in. Oh, we have a great investment opportunity for you here. Shoop, take all that money right away.
Or they just piss it away on bullshit. Right?
Yeah.
Right. No, definitely. I mean, that's it. Because I think with the lottery data, it's if you were the richer you were before you won the lottery, the more likely it is that you'll be better off in the long run.
Yeah.
With handling the money, because you have experience.
You have experience with money. Yeah. Resource.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Wealth management. We need to be teaching these kids wealth management.
Well,
You're trying to be white with your wealth management.
I mean, that's what's so stupid about what Michael's saying. That's like, if you could just solve poverty by just giving people money,
it would be solved.
It would have been solved by now, right? Like, it's such a more complicated issue than just saying, here's money, here's resources. Like, that's the problem. It's such a complicated issue. You have to it's a multifaceted problem that has to be attacked from multiple angles, okay? And one of those angles is providing positive role models who have succeeded by following the structures of society that we want people to follow.
Yeah.
Okay. It's so difficult to carve your own path out in the world. It's so much easier to walk the path that's been carved before you.
If this is his argument too, wouldn't it be great if there was a candidate actually running for president that endorsed just giving people money? I mean,
you mean Andrew Yang?
I mean, it's kind of bizarre that, like, this is his argument, and yet he doesn't support Andrew Yang. I just don't get it. It's like, it makes me think he's a disingenuous piece of shit. Like,
he's Bernie or bust, 100%.
What's Bernie like? What's Bernie's like? What is Bernie's appeal aside from the fact that, like, he might die in office and we'd get our first female president?
Because
can you imagine if the first female president was because Bernie died in office?
That's funny. That would be funny.
What a terrible situation.
The first Jew in office dies.
Oh my God. It's worse.
Yeah, if the JQ is real, how come we haven't had a Jewish president yet?
How come they're not all Jewish?
How come they're not all Jewish? That's a good question. But I totally forgot what I was going to say.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I should have done it.
That's fine.
I couldn't resist.
It doesn't matter. Drunk Shovel for $5 says, here's some shekels, not sent in anger. Love you guys. Thank you very much, Drunk. Thank you for all the money you gave us yesterday. I'm sorry that the stream triggered you and everyone else.
Yeah.
Minaj for €2 says, TDS, Trump defensive syndrome. It goes both ways. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. That's good. I like that. Go. So when somebody says you have TDS, you can say you have TDS.
That's what I've been saying. But look, the derangement is a double-edged sword. Okay?
It is. Yeah.
And this is a scam that conservatives and neoliberals have been running for decades, which is that we can.
You know what's funny? Because he didn't look at, like, any context for this clip. Like, Mayor Pete could have been talking for 10 minutes before this about, like, needing to divert resources to poor minority neighborhoods.
Oh yeah.
He could have just been talking about that, and then he brings this up too. But it doesn't matter.
Deindustrialize. We can totally hack the safety net. We can have no public provisions for housing and healthcare that are real, substantive, and sustainable. We can redline.
Wait, oh my God. This is like where does Mayor Pete say, like, I want to dismantle all social safety nets? You know what we need?
Yeah,
we need good role models. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Where's this coming from? This wasn't in the Pete clip.
Motivated reason.
Oh, exactly.
That's where it's coming. Well, no, because they hear positive role models and it's like a dog whistle. Like, oh, you say pull yourself up by your bootstraps argument. He must be conservative. Like, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And people, we can racially discriminate against them. We can box in resources. And then all we need is, well, not, and then of course we need to terrorize the teachers and the teachers unions.
Why would, I don't understand. Why would the greater community want to see the black community fail, like not be entrepreneurs and business starters? Like they would love nothing more than to see them gentrifying their own neighborhoods, like starting businesses.
Well, this is the argument I kind of got in with Caleb a little bit on Twitter, which about the about that crazy article I tweeted out that was like, oh, white people are killing themselves more because they're afraid of black people being successful in society and taking their resources.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay. And the problem is that Caleb says, like, well, I think that's true to some extent because where I'm from, I hear people talking about and complaining about black people on like being on welfare and stuff. But it's like, wait a minute, that's a completely different issue. Okay. When that's nothing, the status threat that they're talking about doesn't refer to black people being on welfare. It refers to what you're saying. It refers to black people rising up as a class, ethnically and racially as a class to join white people, statistically.
Yeah, gentrifying their own neighborhoods.
Right, and I don't think anyone except for really racist people would feel a status threat from that. They'd be happy about that because that would create more money in our economy. They wouldn't have to feel like they're taking my tax money for welfare. Like they wouldn't have any of those feelings anymore.
Yeah, why would McDonald's Corporation care if another franchise is opening up in the black community? They would love it. Are you kidding me? Open 10 of them. A lot of the reasons why businesses are more difficult in these crime-ridden neighborhoods is because the security costs are so expensive.
Right.
Like crime. Yeah, I think Thomas Sowell talks about this in one of his books about how the security costs are so high in grocery stores in high crime areas because they have so much shoplifting. Right. And the shoplifting, they have to raise the prices. So when you go to, and I've experienced this in Los Angeles, like I've ended up going to a grocery store in a tougher neighborhood and everything's like twice as expensive. I'm like, what the hell?
Wow. That's crazy.
Why is this shit so expensive? So yeah.
But look, if you just drop pallets of money on them, then they'll fix the problem.
They'll fix the problem. Well, they need this. And this is, I tweeted out about this not too long ago because this is a complete contradiction in the Democratic platform because those neighborhoods, policing is where you start cleaning up the crime, making it less expensive for businesses to go in. But they have a problem with the police because they feel like the police are inconveniencing them, which I understand. Like, it kind of is white culture just to call the cops at the drop of a hat. I mean, anybody who grew up in like small town America knows you have a party and the cops are going to show up. Like, it's just neighbors call the cops. White people call the cops. That's what they do. Like, it's not a racist thing. It's just a cultural thing. So
right.
You're going to be.
Oh my God.
You're going to be.
You just reminded me.
What? Go ahead.
There's this insane conversation between Destiny and Hassan where Hassan says that you should probably never call the cops for any reason.
Really? Oh my God.
Including, so like Destiny's like, what if you're like a woman and you're like walking alone and like these like shady people start following you?
Oh my God.
And you're like afraid that they're going to attack you. Like, are you not allowed to call the cops?
This is exactly what I'm talking about. They're anti-police.
And Hassan was actually saying you probably shouldn't call the cops. Even if someone's breaking into your house, you probably shouldn't call it. Like, it was like, you're like, this is like fucking bonkers that he was saying this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm saying you can't say I stand for marginalized communities. I want to protect marginalized community and be anti-policing. It makes absolutely no sense at all. It's like those people and in these neighborhoods, there's often a conflict because the people who want peace want obviously more policing, and the people who want, crime don't want to be hassled by the police because they're engaging in illegal activity. Granted, I admit like some of that illegal activity is stuff that takes place in white communities too. Just everyone, like they get away with it. A lot of it is the marijuana stuff. So,
right.
But I mean, I think all that stuff should be legalized anyway. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Drugs for everybody.
Yeah. Legalize ecstasy. Watch how quick the things turn around with this this polarization problem.
That's true. Oh my God. This guy made a YouTube account called TDS Sitch.
No way. Is he in our chat? Holy cow.
TDS Sitch for $5.
Oh my God.
Says, you don't know the power of the dark side. I must obey my master.
Is it Trump? Tell us, TDA Sitch. Who are you working for?
I don't like this. I like it, and I also hate it at the same time.
Who is the Dark Lord? Tell us.
Obviously, George Soros. Come on. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
no. It's like Jew on Jew hate crime here.
That's right. Critters Bugging for 6.99 Canadian says, in Canada, we have Trudeau derangement syndrome. People just blame everything on Justin Trudeau. He's kind of bad, but he's our first blackface prime minister.
That is so good.
Hummer Rodriguez for $3 says, you have your Subscribe-Star contributors really abandoned. First of all, well, I'll be honest. I've done a really terrible job at updating both Patreon and Subscribe-Star. Like, I don't update posts or anything on there, which I probably should do. But no, unless new people joined recently and I haven't checked it, I put the people that have over $10 on Subscribe-Star in the credits, but I'll check again.
Yeah.
Things have just been really crazy for me recently. So
Yeah.
I apologize to anyone on Subscribe-Star if I missed your name in the credits.
He's got family stuff going on, so you should feel.
I didn't put credits on the last Watchmen review video because it's on this channel. So
just unsubscribe-star to him and subscribe-star to me, and then I don't even have a Subscribe-Star, so obviously I'm joking.
CT for $1 says, okay, I'll compromise. We'll play Magic while we watch Rubber. I agree.
Magic. Nice. At least you're watching Rubber.
At least I'll play Magic and not pay attention to the movie whatsoever.
Oh, it's doing it again. It's the Sitch thing. So good.
Isn't it so good?
It's good animation. Yeah, I got to do an animation for our book that we're doing. I want to do a kick-ass video. This other guy did. This video is to die for that he did for his book. So got to work it out.
Sitch's Bubby for $2 says, say hi to your parents from me, boo boo.
Why are you laughing?
I know who that is. Should I say who that is?
Are they cute? Maybe you should.
It's Zofrats. Thank you, Zofrats. I appreciate it. I will tell my parents hi for you.
Nice.
Anyways.
I like Zofrats.
But we just need somebody to see somebody from their neighborhood get educated and do well. I'll tell you this.
Well, that would be proof that someone could do it.
That's true. That's true. They're not saying, again, he's acting like that's the only thing Mayor Pete's saying, which I imagine is not even remotely true.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that you can hear countless stories of people from different backgrounds saying, I actually do know X, Y, or Z person who did do, quote unquote, all of the right things you're supposed to do. They did get degrees. They did do this. And now they're basically just swimming in debt.
Yep.
Genders. They got a cultural studies degree.
I know. When I saw that, I'm thinking he's
what?
complaining that all his liberal fucking friends got gender studies degrees and they didn't get a fucking job or whatever.
Yeah. Go to dental school, you moron.
Yeah, look, I get it. I mean, I got pretty useless degrees for the most part. Probably not the best idea. You can, if you're going to do that,
freaking art. Are you kidding me?
That's true. So yeah, but I'm saying, you should definitely get a degree in a degree that's going to put you on an easy job path.
Yeah.
Like a very specific job path. If you're worried about money, obviously. If you're not, then whatever, be a fucking asshole. It's just fine. It's fine. But if you need money, you should have a very specific degree for a very specific job.
Seems a lot of my friends that are doing well just are like high school dropouts anyway, because as soon as they see that path to success, they're like, what do I need this? Like high school.
Yeah, but what are they doing?
Entrepreneurs starting their own businesses, doing that kind of stuff.
Right, but that requires a certain personality, a certain brain.
Sure, totally.
Yeah,
but also,
most people aren't wired for that.
Well, I'm just talking specifically about the pattern. Like you see somebody else doing it and you're like, oh, I can do this. Like that.
That's true.
And you don't necessarily, like, you can see, well, maybe high school is not a part of doing this. Like they did it without high school. I'm just saying, this is what happens when we're looking for examples in our environment that have have succeeded. That's exactly what Mayor Pete is talking about.
Right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
exactly. Hey, look, if you had a bunch of people in lower income minority neighborhoods dropping out of high school and becoming entrepreneurs, that's fine too. Like,
Yeah, totally.
whatever. You know?
Open a Starbucks.
Yeah, I would
That's
say
mainly
that is
the
a larger
upshot.
number.
That's by far the larger number. And then the last point, really quick too, is like, what kind of disgusting system do we have to be in that when you finally do meet? I mean, if you go to a private college or an Ivy League campus or even some good state university campuses, you will meet people who are like, I'm upper middle class, usually white, not always, but always upper middle class, if not rich. And they're normal people. They're not dumb, they're not brilliant, and they're there. And there's a lot of them there. And they work and they live in certain neighborhoods, and they got paid, they got trained in certain ways to take certain tests, and they got certain recommendations. And then
They were trained in wealth management by their parents.
I mean, I guess I don't know. We don't know exactly what his full point is, but it's like, yeah, that's because they participated in the structure.
Yeah.
Right.
If they were like, oh, this guy did it, or, they learned from someone else.
Right. That's the beautiful thing about modern society, is that you don't have to be a super genius to be comfortable. Okay. Just as he said, you could be someone who just goes to school and does a normal, middle of the road job, and you can be comfortable.
That's kind of
Usually.
being taken away, though. This is why I'm a proponent of UBI. Like that.
It is kind of
path
being
is-
taken away. Right.
Like the old working in the factory is not an avenue of
that's been
success
gone,
now. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's why I think it's someone brought this up, one of the super chats yesterday. That's why I think it's kind of hilarious and ironic that like a lot of conservatives, they pine for like what you're talking about, the 1950s
Yeah.
time period where everyone could work in the factory and make middle of the road, be a middle income family. And it's ironic to me because Reagan was literally the person that oversaw the destruction
Totally.
of that system.
Oh, I know.
Oversaw
Focus of the family.
Because Reagan came in. Here's where he tricked everyone. Because Reagan comes in and he has like conservative social values, and people think that has something to do with the economy. But he had the neocon globalist economic policy.
Yeah.
Remember what George Bush Sr. said? He said, what's that sucking sound you hear? It's the jobs being sucked overseas. And that's what Reagan literally oversaw, because he was a shill for corporations, literally just allowed all these manufacturing jobs. I mean, I don't know if you could have stopped it, to be honest. Maybe it wasn't physically possible for anyone to stop it, but he just sat and watched he watched the destruction of the 1950s economic system.
Yep.
That had ironically been cultivated by the leftist FDR. But
Creative destruction, though. I don't know if we could have avoided it, to be honest.
No, you're right. I'm just saying, maybe we couldn't have avoided it. I think it's funny that people praise him for social shit, not understanding that the economic system they want to go back to was created by fucking like very left-wing people in the 30s.
Jaron Lanier wrote a book called Who Owns the Future? You believe that there's going to be very few jobs in the future, right?
Well, yeah, as automation gets better.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well,
Look,
he's...
if they ever...
Go ahead.
I was saying, if they ever create general AI, then I don't know what jobs will exist anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So,
well, he pitches an economic system. He's like, even in that system where there are very few jobs, everything we value is based on human activity. And he's just saying that people need to be paid for the value they produce through their human activity. And right now, our human activity is being captured and the value stripped away from us. And it's being captured in the form of data, the same exact stuff that Andrew Yang is talking about.
Right.
Yeah. So he's saying that you should be like being paid micropayments on everything, all the human activity that you're doing.
No, I mean, you're probably right. But I guess what the response would be is like Facebook will say, oh, well, we're letting you use Facebook for free. That's the payment,
Yeah, but the value that's being created by people using Facebook is the human activity, right? Facebook
Right.
is useless without the human activity. That's the value. It's an interesting argument that he makes, and I see a lot of parallels between him and Andrew Yang. He's a Silicon Valley guy too. I wonder, him and Andrew Yang have probably like smoked fatties together.
Very Dead Horse of 499 says $21.5 trillion in the war on poverty over 50 years to have basically the same poverty rate. Also forgot the lotto. Just look at tax credits at refund time. You know, there was in the paper, the paper that was talking about how white people are killing themselves higher because they're afraid of black status threat. They quote another paper that talks about wealth inequality that exists among blacks and whites, and it's very interesting because it showed that what white people perceive on average that black families make more than they do by like a lot, but the actual number was something like the average black family makes $57 for every $100 the white family makes. Okay, so that's significantly far behind. But what's crazier than that is that it said the wealth that a black family has acquired, so like money that they have in savings or property or stocks or whatever, is only $5 for every $100 that a white person has.
Yeah, that's
and
awful.
So it's crazy. So, but I'm wondering, like, well, okay, so is that disparity because you need to have a certain amount of, like, you have to reach a certain threshold of money until you can start investing, and like black families haven't reached that number yet? Or is it because, like, culturally, they just don't want to invest in those systems?
Yeah, it's tough to say. Yeah, it would be interesting to dig in.
It's probably a little both. I would imagine.
You could dig in on it if everyone wasn't so racist. Like,
right.
You can't even. How do you? Come on, you can't.
I know you can't even ask that
research.
question.
Like, right? You can't approach this research just asking this question. This is what's crazy. It's like, how do we solve these problems? I know. Like, we're willing to admit that there's problems. How do you solve them?
I don't know. Matt Magnum for $2 says Yu-Gi-Oh takes more IQ than Magic. No. Look up the combos. No.
I brought up a picture of Jaron Lenar just so everyone could see it. Tell me this guy hasn't smoked fatties with with Andrew Yang. What are you still knowing about?
Yu-Gi-Oh does not take more IQ than Magic. Okay, that's preposterous.
Oh, really? Okay. Holy cow. Such a waste of your IQ, man. You should be working on string theory. You're playing freaking Yu-Gi-Oh. Come on.
It's terrible. I know. Look, Matt Magnon for $2 says, I say this as I played bad deck to top 48 in an event. Look.
What
That's all I have to say about that. King Dance Killer for $9.99 says, Reagan actually just took advantage of a newly globalized economic landscape that arose out of the inflation crisis. That Mark Blythe video I sent you both is about the destruction of the New Deal. Interesting. Check that out. Mark Blythe. Look at that in a little bit.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out that guy that everyone keep wanting us to debate. Some white nationalist.
You wanted some fucking white nationalist. We're not going to have some white nationalist guy on the stream. Sorry.
No. Yeah. Outside we only debate people inside the Overton window.
That's right.
It's so funny.
Maybe pragmatic culture. He's bothering me that we're going to debate.
It's so funny that their whole strategy, the left's whole strategy, is to push you outside the Overton. Well, I guess it's the right strategy too. They want to push you outside the Overton window. They're so mad that communism is inside the Overton window. They're like, we had it outside the Overton window for 50 years, and now it's creeped back in again. Damn it!
It was that argument that Vosh was making at the end was driving me crazy. Like this idea that like you can't be against feminism and you can't be against immigration.
Oh, I know.
Because that leads to like Nazi shit. And it's like that's exhausted. Like the most bonkers fucking like that's so. You could say that about literally fucking anything. You could say that about anything. Every position that he advocates for is like, well, that leads to the fucking violent communist revolution, comrade.
Yeah, we'll meet somebody from, like Appalachia or an inner city or somewhere like that is not racially, geographically represented, and you'll meet them and you're like, oh, that person is a fucking genius usually, and also lucked out because they had one guidance counselor, or like literally had absolutely astoundingly above average talent and then had several lucky breaks.
Dude, he just said guidance counselor. What the
I
fuck?
know he stopped because he knew that.
He's like, oh shit, I'm talking about role models. Switch directions. Holy cow.
Wait a minute. I might actually be agreeing with Mayor Pete here. I gotta stop. Put the brakes on. Yeah.
You know, let's break down the word guidance counselor for a second, Brooks. It begins with the word guidance. Okay. Why do you think they put that word in front of the word?
Let's bring down the word guidance. Guide. Oh, a guide.
A guide.
Really? Oh my God.
Oh man, language always gives us away. It always gives us away. Always betrays what we're thinking. Sorry, Brooks. We just saw inside your pea brain.
So basically, all this is doing is, I mean, it sounds like boring, stupid pablum, but really what it is.
Boy, he really loves that word pablum. We have to look that up.
I was about to ask you what that means. Pablum? I don't even know how to spell that.
It sounds like he means bullshit, but
pablum. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Bland or insipid intellectual fare.
Yeah, it's bullshit, basically.
That's like, I've never heard. Look, I think that we both have pretty learned individuals. We both read a lot. I've never heard
pablum
the word pablum
before.
Oh, you have? Okay, I guess you're more learned than I am.
Yeah, totally. Come on, man. I'm from Mensa.
Processed... Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm from the Jewish Mensa. It's even better. Okay.
What? I didn't even know there was a
Jewish.
No way. There's no Jewish Mensa.
There should be. Yeah, there is. It's just secret because we control. Come on.
Where's my?
It says pablum was a processed cereal for infants in 1931.
What? Oh my God, that's fascinating.
That's hilarious. I guess maybe that's where it comes from.
Systemic and aggressive victim blaming, and there's nothing in this guy's record.
How are we victim? Are we victim blaming here?
He's saying that needing to have role models for people to succeed is fucking victim blaming.
Well, I mean, isn't it? I mean, they're victims. I'm saying they're victims because they don't have role models.
Yeah, but this is the problem with people that are so in the left-wing bubble. They've never, okay, I don't think Michael Brooks, for all his posturing, has ever taught, like, go teach in a failing school.
Oh my God. It's awful.
Like a poor population of students, okay? And then you can come back and you tell me all this liberal bullshit because you don't have any fucking clue what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because yes, I agree with you. Look, me and Adam, we don't even think free will maybe doesn't even exist, okay? So,
it definitely doesn't exist for everyone.
Yes, it doesn't exist, or at least you have to earn it. Okay, you have to work for it, right? So look, I get it. We're not victim blaming. We're just saying that people need to have circumstances line up in particular ways, populations of people.
For them to be successful, yeah.
Right. There's always individual people who are born lucky because they're ultra motivated, right?
Mm-hmm.
That happens.
They win the genetic lottery.
They win the genetic lottery. They win the motivation energy lottery. Most people aren't that, okay?
Yes.
So they need to have things in place that they can see, that they can project upon and see, oh, I have a future doing this.
Yes. They're like, I'm not very smart, but I know I can copy what this guy's doing.
Right.
But I mean, we're literally saying these people are victims because they don't have role models. How the fuck are we victim blaming?
Because he's acting like, by saying that, we're implying that the people just need to try harder or change their attitudes, or because he's coming at from the position that these people, like, if you're in a bad situation, that there's nothing you can do to get out of it. That's the position he's coming from.
Right.
So he's saying that he's saying that by us saying that there needs to be positive role models, that's victim blaming, because in his worldview, there's nothing someone in a lower income situation can do to rise up.
They can't
at all.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, Hollywood is kind of trying to airdrop in role models. I mean, that's the whole idea behind diversity and inclusion in cinema. So they are trying. It's funny that they're trying. They're trying. Michael Brooks wants to airlift in pallets of money, and Hollywood wants to airlift in role models. So
right.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll work, because maybe it will. Maybe it will. I mean, how does the person? I guess you see someone, you see the super genius in the movie, and you think I could be that super. I mean, seriously, a lot of our space technology came out of people watching Star Trek and thinking, I want to build that shit.
Is that true?
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
When you listen to scientists, interviews with scientists, which I listen to a lot because I'm totally obsessed, but
you're a big nerd.
they always, sooner or later, they always reference like, oh yeah, I saw Star Trek or Star Wars, or I saw this, and it totally influenced me. I was like, I want to make robots. I want to make those things.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. King Dance Killer for 199 says, I sent it in your DM, Sitch. Adam watched it. Yes, thank you. I saw. I will watch the Mark Blith video, and if it's wrong, I'm going to yell at you. Okay. If it's right, I'm still going to yell at you.
I don't know that I did watch. What? Okay.
Just say you watched it.
I watched it.
There you go. Matt Magnet for $2 says, it's a college phase of Yu-Gi-Oh, Adam.
Oh,
it's
wait.
just a college phase.
I did. You should watch that video. That video is great. The Mark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, that video is awesome.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I was going to watch it.
He's the economist, right?
I'll watch it if does it reaffirm my already held beliefs?
If you're a big Bitcoin fan, don't watch that video. Okay.
I'm not.
It's going to depress you.
I don't really have a lot of feelings about Bitcoin.
I think there's a lot of Bitcoin people. We might have Bitcoin people in our audience, so I think Bitcoin is interesting, but I'm skeptical of it. Like, anyway, we've talked about it before. We can move on.
Yeah, we talked about it before. Paradox for $3 says, I love how you can just combo the lingo systemic with victim blaming. How about active, irresponsible platforming of systemic victim blaming?
Yeah.
That has a nice ring to it.
Yeah, I
Nice.
like that. That's good.
Can I be a progressive now? Yeah, I like that. Active, irresponsible platforming of systemic victim blaming. That's perfect.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
victimhood culture in a super chat right there.
There it is.
Explains it very well.
There you go.
That I have seen that would attest otherwise to any other policy views. Now, look, that's a 25-second clip. So maybe the rest of the debate will come out and he'll say, we need to get jobs. We need to get healthcare. We need to deal with policing. We need to deal with racism. This is very much something.
After I've ripped into this guy for like
I
6
know.
minutes based off of a 15-second clip, now I'm going to be like, well, maybe I was, not being fair.
Michael Brooks. Like, why is this
Michael.
guy analyzing politics?
Mikey, what are you doing, Mikey?
Yeah, I don't get. Sometimes I just don't understand. Yeah.
Thing that you need to sort of add.
I mean, I feel like, this guy just got lucky. Like he was in the right place. Like I feel like his entire argument about why people succeed applies to
I know.
him.
Well, it's like, look, I mean, I'm never going to tell anyone how to succeed. Because if I if I sell my book and it does well, it's going to be like complete luck. It's not
A fluke. I know. So much
Yeah,
of
it's not
it.
gonna-
Yeah, so much of it is
Yeah.
luck. I read Bob Iger's memoir. Did I tell you that? I think
Yeah, you
I
did,
did.
yeah.
Yeah. And oh God, if you were writing it as a screenplay, it would be awful because the protagonist never strives for anything. He just wins. Everything is just thrown at him.
This is for those. Bob Iger's the guy that runs Disney. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's talked about running for president. It's actually a great book. It's totally fascinating. But when the social justice warriors talk about white privilege, like it's hard for me. Like you're like you're listening to this and you're going, well, this guy, like there's no, how a lot of people think, I really want to do this or I really want to do that. And they break down the steps, they take classes, they do,
Right, right.
whatever you have to do it. None of that happens here. It's like, oh yeah, let's just give this kid the job.
Right. See, but that's what drives me crazy about like the Twitter squirrel and shit. Because it's like, yeah, there are CEOs that have totally lucked into bullshit positions, probably suck. And, so fine, go criticize Bob Iger. But they don't. They just hate the idea of CEOs. Like, oh, Elon Musk, even though he's probably working like 24 hours a day. Oh, fuck him. He's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, one of them is it's so obnoxious. He goes in and he's like, I'm going to quit. And they're like, we're going to make you head of the studio.
Oh my God.
I know. God, it's so crazy. Like he never,
Right.
There's one time that he applies for a job and he doesn't even apply. He calls a friend and the friend gets him the job. It's like, nice. It's so funny. But I mean, he does. He won me over because he is a hard worker and a totally smart guy. So people are throwing jobs at him because they know, oh well, that guy can get it done. That's all like anybody really wants in a job. They don't want a high turnover. They want someone that's going to do it and do it right. So, but he is. The interesting thing about it is you see. I have a completely different perspective on Marvel movies and Star Wars and all that stuff because Bob Iger is a huge social justice warrior, and like his dad was a progressive, a big time progressive.
Sure.
Yeah, so he's the one that really wants this diversity and inclusion stuff in movies, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I just it's got to be done right. It can't be just. The politics can't come before good storytelling.
Right. Well, that's the problem. Like, look, having diversity and inclusion is fine. It's just but just have it. That's why, for the most part, except for a couple, Captain Marvel movie and a couple of other slip ups, like at the end of Endgame when all the women were just there.
Yeah. Girls, they wanna.
Yeah, with the exception of that, like the Marvel movies, even though they've been inclusive, I think have been totally fine because they just have like a diverse cast. They don't say like, "Here's the black guy, here's the woman."
Yeah, totally.
I mean, they did that with Black Panther, obviously, but whatever.
Yeah, he was the one behind Black Panther. Right. Yeah, I didn't know. Do you know Tallahassee Coates? Wrote the comic.
I didn't
book?
think that's how you said his name though.
Oh, what's his name?
I thought it was like Tahi Coates or something.
Is it? Okay. I could be getting it wrong.
Tallahassee Coates.
Tallahassee.
Let me look up this guy's name. It's isn't it Taneshi?
I don't know.
Tanashi?
I listened to it in the book. Maybe the reader got it wrong.
Oh, maybe.
But anyway.
There's no L. Yeah. I don't think it's Tallahassee.
Anyway, Coates. Mr.
Anyways.
Coates.
Mr. Coates.
He wrote the Black Panther comic book, I guess.
Oh, wait, like originally?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know.
Disney bought Pixar and then Lucas and then Marvel. And the story about buying Star Wars from George Lucas is so hilarious. George Lucas, do you know this stuff already? George Lucas had 3 treatments. So he had the next.
Oh, I knew that he had his own sequel treatments. Yeah.
Yeah, he had 3 Star Wars treatments lined up, and they kind of were like, "Yeah, we might use these," and George heard, "Yeah, we'll use these."
Yeah, didn't he? Yeah, I do remember. I heard an interview where he said that he sold Star Wars thinking that they were going to use his scripts.
Yeah.
Like they just have someone else direct it, and they're like, "Nope, right in the trash can."
So they bring George Lucas in on the first read through on the new script, and no one's told George Lucas that we shit canned your idea.
Right.
So he's just like, oh, trigger.
I bet he was.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? He's
don't.
Like, oh my God.
I don't feel bad for George Lucas for 2 reasons. 1, because he's a fucking billionaire. But 2, because the prequels are so trash. I'm sure the sequels were just as fucking awful.
Well, I agree with you on number 2, but the fact that money doesn't mean anything to these people. They're like, it's my legacy. My legacy.
No, look, that's a fair point. But as I was saying, he already ruined. George Lucas destroyed his legacy. Okay.
Totally. Yes.
The only reason people are now looking fondly back on George Lucas is because the sequels are bad.
Yeah.
But look, here's the Faustian choice. Okay, the Sophie's choice. But it's true. Okay, the prequel movies are worse than the sequel movies. I'm sorry.
They are. They're awful. Yeah.
Like the prequels are good now because they're so bad that they're funny. And
so
totally. There's like lots of memes about it. Okay. But the sequels, the sequels, even though I think the sequels are terrible, like they still feel like movies. They feel like a real movie. It's just a bad movie.
Yeah.
The prequels feel like, what's his fate? What was the guy that made all those old, terrible science fiction movies? Like Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yeah, totally. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, they don't even feel like a movie. They feel like
exactly.
Fucking student film. It's like, what the hell's going on here? Like, I don't understand how this can look so good and be so awful.
Oh, Ed Wood. That's the guy's. Ed Wood.
Oh yeah, I love
Johnny
that
Depp
movie.
and
Ed Wood is
Timber
one of
movie.
my favorite movies. Yeah.
But they feel like Ed Wood movies. They're so stilted and awful. But and I looked it up. Coates, he didn't create Black Panther originally. He's writing it. He like wrote it from 2016. So.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I thought he was kind of young. So.
But he wrote the comic book. He wrote it for Marvel.
Yeah, no, he wrote the new one. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He didn't write. He didn't like. He's not the person that came up with the original idea of Black Panther for Marvel. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Matt Magnum actually sent me a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh video. He's like, "This is how complicated a Yu-Gi-Oh combo is." Sitch.
I don't know, man. I'm not equipped for this conversation.
It's so funny. I saw one species in the chat said something. He said, "Pick me up while I'm fresh, otherwise I'll go to sleep." I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I was talking about debating him on Discord later.
Oh.
Yeah, just to get my blood pressure up.
Maybe.
Oh, what? You weren't invited, but if you want.
I don't want to be there. No. Explosive X for 5.49 euros says, "This guy looks and sounds like Ray Liotta after Anthony Hopkins ate his brain."
Yeah, totally. He does. Good call. Look at Michael Brooks. That's a little. He looks like he's dancing. Like he's dancing a little jig there on that screen.
He does.
We always get different ones.
Yeah. The Wooster for 199 says, "No BS versus Vosh. Make it happen."
Oh my God. That would be epic.
Epically terrible.
Yeah, no.
I think listening to that would literally give people ear cancer. Just
come on.
It'd just be a blight upon society. It would cause like the end times to trigger.
In today's world, because there's a million different clips floating around of people. But that one discrete clip, he said what he said. And that is a destructive.
You love this headline? How student debt is worsening gender and racial injustice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that student debt has affected everyone equally. Like, I don't think it's just affecting.
No, because it's affected people more that don't understand. Like, they don't have wealth management skills. Like, if you're going to take, there are people complaining that they're $200,000 in debt and they have a gender studies degree. Like, no one told them, oh, by the way, that gender studies degree is worthless. You're paying $200,000 for a piece of trash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's your path to profitability on that $200,000 gender studies degree? Nobody had that conversation with them.
Yeah, and look, I agree. There's a big problem with the price of college has gone up astronomically for no conceivable reason. And I do actually agree with the conservative argument that having all these access to loans that the government gives out and all these other people give out for college allows the colleges to go, hey, now we can raise the price of college.
Yeah, same way they did with the housing crisis. This is the exact same thing. This is their new Wall Street scheme to make a shitload of money on the backs of stupid people.
I don't think Wall Street, I don't think they have college debt securities. That'd be psychotic if they did that way. I gotta look that up. That would be.
They have to have them.
Could you imagine?
Come on, they have to have them.
No, college debt securities. Well, if I look this up, and I'm gonna like freak the fuck out if this is happening.
Like packaging the toxic ones. They're like, we have all the gender studies degrees over here, and we have all the. We package them in these tranches.
Fuck!
You can tell we. Come on, that's just hold on, Sitch. I never looked it up, but it makes sense.
No,
it makes sense. Wall Street.
How could this be?
Wall Street needs a scam. They do. Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be surprised if they're slicing it. Like, about the ninja loans, right? No income.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. They're doing like, what is a gender studies degree if it's not a ninja loan?
Fucking guys, they literally have student loans securities. Okay, so what that means is that,
of course they do.
Okay, so what this means is that literally colleges or the government or whoever the student owns the loans to, they will sell the loan to a Wall Street bank, which will group a bunch of students' loans together, and then people can invest in that loan.
Yeah, your mom and dad's 401k is invested in that.
Right. Like, so basically what happens is they'll take 100 kids as student loans. They'll put them in a big pot, and then you can actually buy into that so that when the students are paying interest, they're not paying the interest to the bank. They're paying it to you as an individual.
As a shareholder.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Oh, I hate this. I hate it. I hate this so much. This is all your fault, Adam. I never would have thought of this in a million years. Until
you should make your housing/student loan debt, because you can not only make the housing video, but you can talk about how this is the next thing. And maybe Tim Pool will do an interview with us, because you can touch on how this is going to lead to the
Civil War,
the next great Civil War. Yeah, exactly.
I wonder what the stats are on these fucking student loan securities.
Make sure you buy the ones that have like the plumbers and the dentists and the doctors in there, because you don't want the ones with the art degrees and the gender studies degrees.
Well, this shouldn't even be legal, especially because you can't bankrupt out of student loans. So
that's hold on. This is another thing that made me think this has to be a thing, because they passed that law saying you can't bankrupt out of student zones, which is not to protect the students, obviously. That's to protect the securities, the people with the money,
right?
The investors. God, it's so sad that we couldn't have a decent conversation with Vosh, because like we're like a wealth of information on all the shit that he fucking cares about.
No, but and it's so funny because I'm sure he agrees that this is terrible. Like,
it's fucking terrible.
We take lots of left-wing positions.
Yeah,
on shit. Like,
we want to fight. We want to fight against this shit. Why is he putting his awesome oratory skills towards the fucking nonsense he's arguing against? He should be arguing against this shit.
I'm sure that Sargon is not in favor of student loan securities either.
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm not saying against Sargon. I'm just saying in general. Like, why are people wasting? This is funny because.
That's why I hate all the woke shit, because it distracts people from like the real issues.
Exactly. I've been listening to a bunch. Oh man, I'm spacing on his name. Who's the gay IDW guy? Anyway,
Dave Rubin.
Madness of Crowds is his book. He just he's on a book tour for his new book. It's called Madness of Crowds. I'm spacing on his name, but it doesn't matter.
George Murray.
It's Douglas Murray. Yeah,
Charles Murray.
No, not Charles Murray.
Douglas Murray.
That's the
one of the Murrays.
That's the racist IDW.
No, I'm sorry.
He's not really racist, but
yeah.
Douglas Murray is doing a book tour, and he was talking. Oh man, he did an interview with Cosmic Skeptic. It's actually really good. People should listen to it. And he's talking about how all this trans stuff is just a goddamn waste of time more than anything.
Right.
And I was thinking,
definitely,
so true. Like, we need advocacy in the world. We need advocacy in the world to fight against this student debt nonsense, not just fighting for this trans stuff. Like, just the lost opportunity costs are the problem. Yeah, you're like totally reading about like my next.
No, I was reading the chat, but no, I agree with you completely.
Yeah,
I was just thinking it's funny because someone brought up, because Sargon was like, "Vash, why are you so interested in the JQ?" and, it's funny because I didn't think about it till afterwards, but because Vash is here criticizing Sargon, like, "Oh, you're one step away from the JQ because you're saying that there's like this group of left-wing, elite academics that are trying to push like SJW shit." And I'm thinking, and then afterwards, I'm like, wait a minute. You could literally say the same fucking thing about Vosh, because they're saying, oh, there's this group of elite, rich, business owners and capitalists who, Jews make a disproportionate amount of, who are doing all this bad shit in society.
Yeah.
Like, you could literally, and there's a reason, like, fuck, the far left, like, especially the commie types, pretty anti-Semitic. Like,
big time.
Like, so it's so hypocritical for him to make that fucking argument.
Yeah, I didn't watch his video on it, but it is quite awful. I like to avoid that stuff. I've got to admit, I'm glad I can stand behind your J shield and get just a little bit of cover.
That's true. Explain student loan securities. I thought I did explain student loan securities.
I got to take a break real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll say it one more time. Okay, so basically what happens is they take a bunch of when you take out a loan for a student to go to college, okay, what happens is the bank or the government or whoever the fuck you take your loan out with will then sell it to, or they already are part of, some sort of Wall Street investment bank. And they'll take all the student loans and they bundle them together into a pot. So you'll have like a pot worth of 100 student loans. Okay. And then what that bank does is it sells off shares of those, of your debt, of the hundreds of people's debt, to individual investors. Okay. So people are literally buying into your debt. So when you're paying, and they do this because they're like, oh, okay, well, you're going to pay interest back on your loan. So they're going to make more money in the process. And I don't know. That seems crazy to me. Very Dead Horse for 199 says, I dated one of the editors of Marvel Comics back in high school. Wow. What a player.
Of myth in that 25 seconds, unless it was immediately preceded by, I would be a fucking McKinsey.
It's a destructive myth. It's a destructive myth that people need to project, that people need to have a role model that they can project their visions of the future on. Like,
It's not a myth, it's fucking science.
and it's literally like, this is part, like when I was researching the P plus P equals R stuff, like this is where people they believe this 100%, and they were taking it too extreme, where they're like, oh, we need to create like separate black, white tracks, like schools.
Oh,
and have
really?
like, yeah, like have like the schools only have like black role models and blah, 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 blah. So it's weird that like they've gone back in that direction just to protect, Bernie.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. Mikey doesn't care.
I was going to mention Francis Fukuyama's last book, Identity, is a super great read too. And he talks about why the politicians love all this identity stuff is because they can virtue signal about trans rights all day. And it does, like, the policy doesn't cost any money at all.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Like if they went after these student debt vehicles, they're
right. Like
Wall Street would be all up in their shit. So they can virtue signal about trans rights all day long without any impact to any of the capitalist players on the field.
Well, that's why Occupy Wall Street was so destructive, was because they had a bunch of these fucking woke people from back in those days where they were actually woke about economics and not social shit. And then they failed to enact change because they were too woke and they couldn't agree on shit.
Yep.
And now, so they gave up on the economic stuff. And like, well, we'll just do the social stuff because we can actually move the bar in that direction.
Yeah. It's easy to win because nobody cares.
Yep.
The asshole to say.
Yeah, it's dangerous. And I don't know if Pete Buttigieg really has any beliefs to speak of.
Okay, so going back to Hassan, who I don't know why we keep bringing up in this conversation, but I watched the video where Destiny was criticizing Hassan for criticizing Mayor Pete, and in the video, Hassan, he calls Pete Buttigieg, he calls him like booty judge, and I forget exactly. He's like, oh, people that like Mayor Pete are like booty judges or something. Like he's really emphasizing the booty part in Buttigieg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's what
so
I
the question
said.
is. No, but so the question is that homophobic?
Oh, did Destiny say it was homophobic?
It was really funny because he said he thought it was, and like so many people in his chat who were Hassan fans were all saying it wasn't homophobic.
Oh, imagine that! I know.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know that it is homophobic. My take is that obviously you're just making a joke, but I lean towards, like, I am at an extreme end of the spectrum where a lot of things that people commonly call racist, I would probably not call racist.
Well, it's not homophobic in terms of I don't think Hassan is homophobic, but it's homophobic in terms of like when people say gay is an insult, even if they don't mean to insult someone who's gay. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I think it's weird to call if there's a gay guy and his name is like has the word butt or ass in it, and you're like to really emphasize the butt or the ass.
Booty.
It's kind of
You can't be president if your name is Booty Judge. Come on.
I mean, that's not untrue. That's not untrue.
Trump
Also, isn't he-
versus
he's not
Booty
tall,
Judge.
right? He's not very tall, isn't he?
Do you like the thumbnail that I made? I was like, I'm gonna make this guy look a foot shorter than he actually is.
Oh,
He looks tiny, doesn't he?
let me
He
look
looks
at
like
Pete,
he looks like a little mouse.
Pete Buttigieg height. I think he is kind of small.
Oh, he's tiny. Yeah.
Well, I say small. He's probably like normal size. Yeah, it's just all the people are so fucking tall. Oh, he's 5'8". Okay, so he's a little short.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yeah, he can't win. Sorry.
We can look.
He's only
down on him.
37. He's 5'8". Can't win.
He's like, everyone that comes in the White House has to take their shoes off.
He comes in, he's wearing like these platform shoes.
Perfect. Oh, standing next to Trump on the debate stage, it's gonna be like, oh,
I
man.
know.
He has pivoted around so much and shown himself to have no inner core. But if there's anything he sincerely believes in, it's probably the American meritocracy. Because
So I'm gonna tell this as a service to anyone who's listening. You see that guy in the left corner? If you have that mustache, immediately get rid of it.
What is it?
Okay. He's got the little like shitty mustache. Like
Like
look,
the porn mustache.
yeah, like lots of people have this. I'm telling this is a public service announcement.
Oh yeah.
No one fucking likes it. Okay, look,
And by no
I
one
had
you
terrible.
mean you.
I had terrible facial hair for a while. Okay, and it took a strong woman to say, Sitch,
Oh
need to
really?
shave.
Interesting.
and I did, and I said, my God, you were right.
Yeah. I'm no neck beard for that reason.
That's true.
My girlfriend in high school was like, oh, you gotta shave the neck. Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. You're killing my boner here.
No one wants a porn stash. Okay.
I'll have one next week for you guys. We'll see.
Oh my God. If you're gonna do that, at least go for like a full goatee, like wraparound, thing, right?
Sometimes
That's,
I shave
like,
lines in
acceptable.
my beard just for fun. I look like the college drug dealer.
as
guess.
he is a child of privilege who jumped through the hoops and took the tests, and everything is set up to convince these people, oh,
Privilege.
These people, they hate the structures of society so much. Like, ugh, Pete Buttigieg like went to school and he took tests and he did all the things you're supposed to do. Ugh, disgusting.
The thing that's disgusting is the privilege is having access to these institutions. Like
Right,
when he's
exactly.
talking about privilege, you're talking about, the privileges that these institutions exist around us. We're fucking
Right.
lucky to have them.
But they're warping it into the idea that simply participating in the systems is privilege.
Yeah, well, we want minorities to participate in those institutions
Systems too. That's
as
the
well.
whole
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
point.
So what do we? What's
That's
going
the whole
on
point.
here?
Yeah.
What's going on here? We would
going on here,
like to
guys?
share our privilege. Will you accept? No. Okay. Well,
Right.
fuck off.
Yeah, not just minorities. We just want all poor people to participate.
Yeah,
like,
totally. Everyone.
I agree with you. I agree with what he said that like education is not the blanket fix for poverty because people don't have the internal motivation,
Yes.
right? And we don't have, and that's not victim blaming. Like this coming from someone who battles with internal motivation problems their whole fucking life. Okay, so this is
You
not victim
do?
blaming.
Really?
Yeah, of course,
Oh man.
of course.
You and I
So-
both. I always complain about what a loser I feel like because I don't get enough done, and my wife is like, her jaw drops. Like, you get so much done. Are you kidding me? But I want to be super
but I don't know.
productive.
Well, I mean, look, especially when I was younger, I used to do like fucking jack shit all day.
Oh,
So,
really?
I'm trying to make up for it as much as I can now, but
You seem to get a
But-
lot of shit done, man. Like, I feel lazy by
I don't know.
comparison.
look, as much as I criticize Tim Pool,
Mhm.
he's a person that gets shit done.
Oh yeah,
Gotta
he
give him
does.
credit for that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
he fucking churns those videos out.
Well,
But,
we turn out as much content as him. We just do it one day a week, so we're technically 10 times more badass than him.
I don't even. Oh, you mean like is like a 6-hour stream equal to all the Tim Pool videos throughout the week?
Now I got to look up my favorite quote.
I
gotta
don't
look
think
up my
that's
favorite
true,
quote. This
actually.
will make you feel a lot better. I'm telling you.
What?
I don't know if here I'll find it while we're working on the video.
Okay.
oh, now you've earned the right to run the world.
Right.
Like, I've been through the gauntlet.
Okay, no one is saying that going to school earns you the right to run the. Like, this is such a fucking wacky like view of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly how it works and what it's like. And it really does, it can trick you because you're like, oh yeah, I'm working really hard, therefore I must deserve this.
Right.
There's more lines of evidence that Pete
I mean, and look, that's a good thing to think about. Just because you're working hard doesn't mean that you deserve something over someone else. I mean, it sort of does, but it's sort of like I don't know. It kind of does, but also it's important to keep perspective in check, to understand that you working hard, you having the energy to work hard, a lot of that is luck.
Yeah.
A lot of that is luck.
Big time. And a good pharmacist.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like if they could create Adderall that had no negative side effects, holy shit!
What?
How much of like
Adderall has negative side effects?
I know.
You're killing me here, buddy.
I know. Sorry, Adam, but yeah, like if they could create liquid motivation with no bad side effects, like then you know what? I don't think poverty would be a problem anymore, except for people that had like intellectual disabilities, because everyone had that motivation. But see, that's part of the problem. I've never fucking heard a single person ever talk about the motivation gap. Ever.
Yeah.
I've never heard this conversation discussed outside of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buttigieg is a racist, then that black people don't support him because they're homophobic.
Well, indeed. Without a doubt.
Is that not true, though? I wonder if that's true. I know you're not supposed to
I'm sure
say
that's
it, but...
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen stats. Like they always say, the white intellectuals always say that the black community is more homophobic. So.
Oh, okay.
There was.
Well, thank God we're not intellectuals.
I know.
We would never say something racist like that.
Well, also there was this big thing that happened with Mayor Pete when he was mayor in South Bend, Indiana. He fired or demanded the resignation of the city's first black police chief.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Because
so
it turned out that like, and this is like a super complicated story. Like apparently the black police chief was saying that there were officers under him who were like being racist and saying racist things. And he secretly recorded them. And I think they were saying like super racist shit about him. But then it was like he found out from but then he got in trouble for this because I don't think a police chief is allowed to just secretly record fellow officers. Even if they are being super racist. I think there was like an FBI complaint or there's some like weird FBI somehow got involved with all this. So Mayor Pete doesn't know about any of this. He just gets like a knock on his door or like a message from the FBI like, oh, we're investigating your police chief because he's been like recording his fellow police officers. So Mayor Pete's like, oh, well, I'm pretty sure that's a fireable offense.
So he fires him, but he doesn't know that they're recording the police. He's recording the police because he wants to bring racism charges against them.
Right. I don't think he understood the full scope of it.
Yeah, that's totally unfortunate. Yeah, that is. Sorry.
But even if he did, I can still understand. I mean, I don't know. It's a weird situation.
I guess their argument about how lucky Pete Buttigieg is really isn't playing out in this whole scenario because his luck ran out.
That's true. I mean, I'm assuming. I don't know. They're making it out like he had this very privileged upbringing. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually true.
Well, he got pretty unlucky with the police chief. That's for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there a early life and career?
I have. Have you heard of Kurt von Hammerstein? Accord?
No.
Doesn't that sound? He sounds like a Nazi, doesn't he? Kurt von Hammerstein. I guess he is a Nazi. He was a general during the Nazi regime, but he was one of the generals that spoke out against Hitler, which is kind of great. I'm glad he's not a general that was like, rah, rah, Hitler, because this quote is so amazing. This quote is totally incredible.
Read your Nazi quote, Adam.
Yeah. Of anti-Nazi quote, you bitch.
Okay.
So he's talking about officers, and he says, I distinguish 4 types of officers.
You have it. I love this quote. Yeah.
They're clever, hardworking, stupid, and lazy officers. Usually 2 characteristics are combined. Some are clever and hardworking. Their places in general staff. So clever and hardworking. I definitely classify you as clever, but you're saying that you're lazy. So we'll see. We'll see where you come out in this list. Okay.
Okay.
The next ones are stupid and lazy. They make up 90% of every army and are suited to routine duties. Okay, so he doesn't really have the rank and file. He's saying 90% of people are lazy and
stupid and lazy. Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
I don't disagree with that at all.
So anyone who is both clever and lazy, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Anyone who is clever and lazy is qualified for the highest leadership duties. Because they possess the mental clarity and strength of nerve necessary with difficult decisions. God, who like, oh my God, I love it. It gets better too. You ready? How can it get better than that? It can't get better than that. No, it does. One must beware of anyone who is both stupid and hardworking. He must not be entrusted with any responsibility because he will always cause damage. Now, who's the person at work that you always are like afraid of?
Yeah, it's the fucking hardworking idiot that ruins
everything.
It
is totally. Yeah. Everyone knows this person at work. This is the person that you're like, oh my God.
Oh, it's fucking Jerry's come. Don't tell Jerry about the plan.
Oh, I know. Exactly.
Create a fake plan, a fake Jerry out.
Yeah, exactly. We need to create a plan that is 10 times harder than any one of us would ever participate in, and give that plan to Jerry so we can keep him busy while we're working on the real easy plan.
Right. I mean, and that's the dangerous thing too, because like you get the boss. That's the stupid, but sort of like hardworking boss. And you're fucked.
Oh, those are the micromanagers. They are.
Yep. That's the Dilbert boss. You're just screwed.
Oh no, Dilbert.
Yep.
Sitch is anti Scott Adams now.
I haven't listened to him in a long time, so I should probably. He's total Trump derangement syndrome. I can't listen.
In the other
it's funny because it's hilarious because he admits all the arguments against Trump. He thinks Trump completely did. He thinks Trump totally wheeled and dealed with the Ukraine, the aid money.
Yeah, but it was okay.
So he accepts all that.
Yeah.
He just says it's fine. And it's hilarious because I understand his argument that he makes, but it's weird because he doesn't understand that's a completely untenable argument to make to the population at large. That the Republicans can't accept that position.
I still don't think the media is doing a good job of explaining it. And they're explaining it in such a hyper-partisan way that everyone is just like, no one's switching sides on this. I don't know. It might affect moderates, but I don't know. I'm doubtful.
I don't know. I mean, you're right. Everything's so hyper-partisan now that it's like impossible.
Yeah.
So I looked up Mayor Pete's early life, and it says he studied to be a Jesuit priest. No,
really?
His father did. His father did, not him.
Wow.
Going into immigrating to the United States. Wait, where is he from? It doesn't say. But he said he became a professor of literature at University of Notre Dame for 29 years.
He's a
I guess
what? You're kidding me.
His father.
This guy old? Oh, his father. I was going to say
his father. So I guess that's where the elite liberalism comes from.
Totally.
There it is. And like it says, his mother's family has lived in Indiana for generations. His father has been a professor for 29 years, and his mother has lived in Indiana for generations.
Has lived on this place on the globe.
I guess that means she doesn't have a job. I'm assuming that's what that means.
That's privilege right there.
There's the privilege.
Stay-at-home mom, totally privileged.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's obnoxious. Like, oh, Mayor Pete, look at him. He was a valedictorian in high school. Oh, pathetic, disgusting. I hate this guy. Ugh.
Those are the levels of privilege too, that the people who are droning on about privilege don't have the lexicon to even discuss, because it's like, two parents, one not working, that's like the highest level of privilege.
Oh my God.
There's two parents, both working, so you're kind of like a latchkey kid, that's like lower. There's a single mom, that's lower. Well, am I incorrect? I mean, you're going to get better outcomes if you have a stay-at-home mom.
Of course, and if you have a parent that will be home when you are, sure.
Yeah, hold on here. These are the levels of privilege that exist in our society. But how is the left capable of having that discussion? Like,
So, this fucking asshole,
You're
piece
getting
of
triggered
shit,
over there. What's going on?
this fucking total piece of shit made a Twitter account called TDS Sitch.
Oh my god! I know. I'm like, you're not
And
paying.
it has a picture of me with the pink pussy hat on.
What? Oh my god!
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Are they tweeting it? Probably. I'm sure I'm included in these tweets. I gotta grab this.
No, I
picture.
retweeted it. I retweeted it.
I gotta grab this picture for the next thumbnail.
Oh no. No thumbnail. Why am I sober for $2 says you guys should have tried modafinil. It's better than Adderall.
Oh, interesting. Now
There
I
you
love
go.
it. Our audience is giving us pharmaceutical recommendations.
Says it's supposed to treat narcolepsy, sleep apnea, and shift work sleep disorder. That
Well, I'm in
doesn't
luck. I have
sound-
narcolepsy.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's a medication that promotes wakefulness. So, okay. I don't know. That sounds like something you probably shouldn't take if you don't have these problems.
Yeah. Should we read
That's
this?
it.
Should we
Is that
read?
it?
Are we done with super chats? Nice.
We're done.
All right.
I've been reading them periodically through the. This is a chill stream. I hope you all appreciated a lack of the craziness, a lack of the yelling.
Yeah, we do have a few fans in our comment section. I read the comments because I'm not a snooty elitist like TSA
Like
Sitch
Sitch.
is. Yeah,
Yeah, what an
exactly.
elitist over here.
Yeah, he's lazy and smart, so we have to bend over backwards for him. So but he is qualified to make the highest decisions.
That's true. There you go.
But
Yeah, I did see the makeup TDS Sitch. I did see he put little blue eyeshadow and red lipstick on. Okay, I just didn't mention it. Fucking asshole.
I did
Terrible person.
a picture of you like crying like a baby when I thought I was going to pass you up in subs. I was like, oh, I'm going to post this. I think I jinxed.
Oh,
I know. I think I jinxed myself.
You jinxed it.
I did. I totally blew it.
From the wise words of the wolf in Pulp Fiction. It's not time. What does he say? He says, "Let's not start sucking each other's dicks just yet."
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Too soon. All right. Let's I guess we'll end it here. Thanks for all the super chats, guys.
Well, yes. Thank you for the super chats. Thanks for joining us in this chill stream. It was shorter than usual, but we had the craziness of yesterday, so
Yeah, which we didn't know was going to go 4 hours because Adam never knows these things.
yeah, we had planned for that debate to only be 2 hours long.
Yeah,
So
but it's a good one. We got a lot of interest in it. Obviously, if you want to complain about my moderation, feel free.
feel free to leave messages complaining about my TTS and Adam's terrible moderation
Yeah,
skills.
we love it. Keep us honest.
There we go. I don't love it. I'm perfect in everything I do. I'm enlightened Jew Aragorn, leader of the world. Bow before my brain.
Oh, I'm not bowing.
My lazy
I'm not
but
bowing.
clever brain.
No bullshit told me this day would come. I'm not bowing. I'm not getting on my knees. Fuck you.
That's right. If you guys stuck to this stream, I'm going to tell you my real feelings, okay?
It's the real feelings part.
This is the real feelings time. I hate white people.
Oh my
I
God.
want to destroy the white race and replace it with as many Jews as possible.
He's anti-white.
I've been outed.
He's anti-white. Guys.
I'm anti-white. This whole thing has been a ploy from the beginning.
Just look at his avatar. We should have seen this coming. He's so anti-white, he won't even have a white avatar.
Oh my God.